Sorry guys, I'm burping and everything. Sorry guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I was just hey, hey Nicole. Hey y'all. Hold on, let me fix it so that way I can hopefully this all stays in place and it doesn't move around a whole lot. I mean if it does, it'll be okay I guess, but I seem tired. So literally I was about to let me see if I can adjust this. You like my hair? Thank you. Okay, so literally I was about to go out and but I stayed in the house. Hold on. I always do that. Also earlier when I was at the beach, it was like these old men who were trying to talk to me and my friends. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was these old men that was trying to talk to me and my girls. And of course we could tell, well, I could tell they have good intentions. And I could also kind of tell that they was bluffing a little bit. But I was just like, I was low-key joking with them. And I was low-key joking with them. And so one of the guys did hit me up, right? He kept on texting. He kept on texting me, right? I could tell that man was capping hard. Like, I could tell he was capping hard. You know, one thing I did used to like, because I don't really like talking to people like that. I typically only be liking one person and I just be talking to that one person. Like, despite anything. And I saw something earlier today that made me start to think about something that happened when I was younger. Like when I was younger, sometimes I almost forget how I look in other people's eyes. And I don't know how to really explain that because it's like for instance, like for instance, huh? What are you saying? I remember one time, I had this friend in church. She's like my cousin because like we went to church. We grew up in church together, so she's low-key my cousin because of that. Does that make sense? I will never forget one time I was talking with her. So she's like the first person to ever introduce me to K-pop. Like this was probably like she introduced me to K-pop before K-pop ever even was cool. Like it wasn't even cool to know about that and stuff. This was like years ago. Girl, don't let that boy come to your house and eat it up your groceries. What? I'm not. I don't invite boys to my house. I don't invite boys to my house to anything. I don't believe in doing stuff like that. I feel like stuff like that is just like an invasion of my boundaries. I'm very particular. I don't think people know that. Oh my God, Korean men. Nicole, please. Thanks, y'all. Y'all are sweet. Light skin and blonde and white girls make my. Oh gosh. So I will never forget though. She said to me randomly. I think I was about maybe 14 or 15 when she said this to me, and it was random. Like we was talking about whatever, and she was like, "I bet you get a lot of guys that like you, right?" And I was so confused. I was like, "Girl, no." I was like, "No," but it was so interesting. Like I always thought about that because from her perspective, like whenever she looks at me, she must see me as a person to like have a lot of boys that like me. But in my reality, it was like I am not that interested in stuff like that. So I don't know. Like I know how to have fun and I know how to have limits and boundaries. That's part of having boundaries and standards. That's just me personally. But I just was watching something and it made me think about like some stuff that happened to me a long time ago where people would see me and by their perspective they're assuming and projecting stuff on me. People do that all the time. I think that who I am as a person is so easy for people to just misunderstand me because they don't know me. People aren't really trying to take the time to know me. So And then sometimes when people think that they're trying to know me, they're really trying to find ways to judge me, if that makes sense. Which is kind of unfair because it's like a person's not really trying to like, hey, what is this person like? No, they're looking at you like, Jerry, why did my voice become deep? My voice. Well, I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. I just was laying down and you know how have you ever woke up? Why are you concerned? Everything's fine. Jerry, how long can you hold people? What? There's a love song called I Do Anything to Get Your Attention. Oh, the chat's moving too fast. I'm sorry, I was gonna read the rest. Jerry, can you buy me a Nintendo Switch, please? I want to play Mario Kart. Nicole, you better get your coins up, Nicole. Nicole, when you gonna get a job? I'm playing. But no, I just was thinking about that because welcome, Gurney. I see you, girl, representing the. But no, I was just thinking about that because what a new look. Thanks, Gurney. I was just thinking about that because I was watching something that made me start to think about that time of life that was like, I felt like I was almost always fighting for my life because it didn't matter what I did or didn't do, people were always trying to put me into this category and trying to demonize me because of how I physically look or how I'm magnetic. Just because I look a certain way and I'm naturally magnetic doesn't it's not really fair to me. I felt like that people would try to like project that I'm doing something with ill intent. I feel like being magnetizing naturally and being physically to look like how you look, I think that is some type of a gift in a way from God, but I do see how it has caused me so much hell in my life growing up. When I was younger and way more sensitive about it, I think that it used to really bother me. Now it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like it doesn't, I'll be honest, it doesn't bother me as much. It doesn't bother me as much, but whenever I still see it, it does make me think about how people are choosing to be smaller minded. Yo, switch the hair up respectfully, decent though. I don't think people understand. I don't show up here to appease you guys. So if I like the way my hair looks, it's because I like the way my hair looks. So just because you don't like it, I was never doing it for you. If I was wearing my hair for you, I would have asked, "Hey you guys, should I wear my hair like this tomorrow? I want to know what you guys would like to see me. If you guys would like to see me looking a certain way, how would y'all like to see me?" I would do that if I was doing that. But I'm not doing that because I don't care. If I want to wear my hair like this, I'm wearing it like this because I wanted to. If I wanted to wear my hair curly, guess what? I was wearing it like that because I wanted to. If I want to shave my whole head off, guess what? I would do that because I wanted to do it. So yeah, I just don't understand. Like a lot of you guys are just disrespectful people. Dog, I don't care. Help me out with Bill Clinton. What? You're pretty, Julrae. Thanks, y'all. I bet you smell like. I actually don't smell like burnt hair or grease. I smell like warm vanilla. My hair smells like warm vanilla. A shaved head would eat. I'm not trying to figure out if it would, to be honest. I thought about that at many different points in my life. I just thought about it. I was like, do I have, I wonder if I have the head for that. The reason why I'm not sure if I do is because whenever you get straight back braids, that's how you can kind of gauge if you have the head for that. I'm not trying to say I don't have the head for that, but a part of me feels like I wouldn't necessarily like it. Per company policy, we require that you be sure to get some rest tonight. You had a busy day. Hopefully you enjoyed. I did. Today was fun. Today was fun. Sometimes I really wish, another thing I wanted to say is that when people don't know anything about you, it's also easy for people to just assume stuff about you too. Because, like, imagine, I'm gonna give you two different perspectives. Imagine if I was a single woman, but I had such a fear of actually engaging with people that I was always shut away, like asexual type of thing. Then there's another aspect that I would like people to explore. Imagine if I actually was dead serious in a relationship. So even when I'm out and flirty, it's literally just out and flirty, but I'm actually in a relationship. Like, people don't know what they're talking about a lot of times because they don't know me, and that's the whole point. And that's why it's somewhat easy to ignore people because they don't know me. But one thing I have learned is that there were seasons of my life where I would just let people talk because I figured smart people would know that people talk about everybody. I thought that smart people would know that people gossip and talk crap about everybody. But no, in my seasons of me just completely ignoring and not addressing anything, that's when people felt more empowered to just amp it up with more talk and chatter or whatever the case. You like a cute Barbie. You were so sweet for that. Thank you. So yeah. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. You like the hair Coca Reindeer? Thank you. I just think it's interesting to just like be who I am and observe how people treat me, especially because they don't know me. So yeah. Let's see that bad dragon collection. What does that mean? My feet stink. I literally just okay. So I had got home probably a few hours ago, like maybe 4 hours ago. I got home. First thing I did was I took a shower. So I actually smell really good. I gotta blow my nose. Can y'all hear phlegm in my nose a little bit right now? You guys, my name is Julrae. Okay, you can call me that. Jewel, are you okay? I am okay. I think I am a little bit tired. Um, I literally was just laying down. Have y'all ever woke up and your voice is like a man, like it's deep? That's how I am right now. I don't. I sound a little bit sick. My nose is like my nose has been running for like the past 2 weeks. I have no idea. I think that sometimes there's something in my shower that makes me sneeze, and I wash my hair with this there's a certain thing in certain conditioners and shampoo, and the shampoo, when I use it, it makes me sneeze so bad, right? And whatever that thing is, there's like an open bottle of shampoo in my shower, so I'm just now putting it together as I'm talking. But that's the reason why I've been sneezing. Every time I get in the shower, I just be sneezing. I couldn't figure out. I was like, why am I sneezing all the time? And I just now am thinking out loud about it. I was like, oh, I switched over to a different shampoo that doesn't have that thing in it. I don't want to be white at all. I'm sorry. If a black woman with highlighted hair or blonde hair makes you think that, that's crazy. If I wanted to really be white, I would try my hardest to fit that description, but it's just not. I don't try to be anything other than myself. It's so much easier to just be yourself in life. I got Marilyn Monroe behind me too. Okay, whoop de doo. What else? What else are you going to try to clock as me trying to be white? I'm wearing clothes right now too. Is that making me want to be white? They call me shampoo from uptown. What? When did I dye my hair? I literally changed my hair. I debuted this hair today, you guys, earlier today. Earlier today. So I'm just now realizing that's why I've been sneezing so much. Is because there's an open bottle of shampoo in my shower, and that's not my original shop. That's not my original shampoo. So sometimes I use shampoos that aren't my first choice shampoos on extensions, and that's what's been making me sneeze. I thank you. You guys helped me talk it out and figure it out. How are you doing your life? I'm good. How are you? I really hope that anybody who's in here who's thinking about self harming themselves, I really hope that you guys don't do that. Greetings. But yeah. Yo, why take my compliment in a negative way? I don't want you just to compliment respectfully. I'm not so sure if I'm following correctly on the comments, you guys. I'm trying. I'm trying. But no, today was a cool day. What about that girl in the back? I know black people who love her. Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, a lot of people love her. I think you're allergic to bush. Just saying. I think so too. 100% I am. Oh my gosh, somebody help me. I gotta go to school tomorrow, but I don't want to wake up. It's 6 o'clock tomorrow. You better put your alarm on. Am I Barney? I love you. You love me. Let's live family. Wow, did I forget how Barney's song go? Y'all, when I was younger, I used to almost not like. There was a season of life, like a certain age, that I was able to watch Barney. I used to look forward to it because it was soothing enough to help me go to sleep. But then after I hit that age, I didn't necessarily like watching it, but it used to be on in the background. I used to think that it was for babies at some point. That's so funny to think back to that. Jerry, they got rid of PBS Kids. I'm pissed off. They got rid of PBS Kids? So what do they have now? What are the kids watching? Do you love me? Do you trust me? Is it you want to fuck me? I can't lie, I ain't been the same since that nigga stuck me. That shit corrupt me. I'ma get back, eat my head, get like me, trust me. Popping up my bubbly. Look at that, I tell him he can't fuck me. Okay, anyways. I like that song, Loki. I like that song. I'm not gonna lie, certain songs I like it so much that I almost can't say the lyrics because I don't want it to manifest. I don't want to come into agreement with stuff, certain stuff. I'm a little bit particular. I heard Barney was caught on How to Catch a Predator back in 2012. Was it like a spoof type of video? Is my volume too low? F me, yeah. Baby, can you? My friend is dressing as her this Halloween. Wait, hold on. I swear, you are old too. Oh, she's dressing up as Marilyn Monroe. That's what's up. I'm gonna get back, even if I get like, trust me. I was like, hold on. I don't know if I can sing this part for real, but look him in the eye, tell him he can't fuck me. Yeah. I be like, yeah. But then I was like, I can't be singing this song. I like it too much. I like it too much. How are you doing today? And I just followed you on your YouTube channel and your hair looks pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that, Israel. I'm doing pretty good today. I've got such a girl crush on me. On me? Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, y'all. Let me see your armpit if you're shaved. So like recently I've been trying to make sure my armpit, like I have random discoloration from shaving. Like it's pretty much gone. This and I also have a mole here. I don't know how it shows up on camera, but I've been putting some stuff on it to make it get lighter. I'm gonna come back and tell you guys the results on it. It's only here though. It's only there. But I have a mole. I have like a mole, like whatever. I don't really grow hair, you guys. Girl, we don't want to be hearing about your disgusting ass on the face. My bad. I thought we could get a little personal. Saludos, hermosa. Saludos, gracias. Can you show me the shoreline? I'm not gonna show you that. No. Beautifully made woman, period. Thank you. We have the same thing. So because you said that, I'm even more so going to show you guys the results. I put this stuff on it um yesterday night, and today it was significantly lighter, like almost gone. I was like, I mean, it was said that I would see results in 3 weeks, but honestly, I don't know how often I'll put it on, but I think I might see results soon. It's good though. It just sounds weird. Goddamn, lady, you look good, but you can beat my ass for real though. What the freak? Goddamn, lady, you know how to put it away. Oh my god, right before you went live, I was just looking at PBS Kids. Did it really get canceled, you guys? When did this happen? Also, I have a blemish right here. I have a random blemish right here because I was picking with my skin. So I'm also this significantly got lighter too. So, oh, I just found. Look, I'm finding spots now. I'm gonna do that. Oh my god, it's so funny. I saw a diss track of Elmo roasting Donald Trump for canceling PBS Kids. It's crazy, girl. Who and why are they canceling PBS Kids? And the kids can't watch PBS Kids. What the heck are they watching? A blood demon bit me somewhere. It probably got kidnapped. What? What are the kids watching, you guys? What's the cream calls? I can't tell you right now because I don't. I want to test it first. So after I test it, try it. I may give that classified information out to some people, but honestly, it's no free promo. But if it works really good, I might tell you guys. Bro, pick a card for an edit. Hmm. Mazda, zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. What's up, Nicole? Love the beautiful natural hair. This is my natural, beautiful hair. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. The kids are watching Peppa Pig and Coco Melon. Cartoon Network. Mods. Yeah. How many of your grandpa's tonsil stones could you? Oh gosh, no, no. I'm not reading it. My mom said I used to have a crush on Daniel Tiger from PBS Kids. I believe it, Nicole. I actually do believe that. Baby, you look good. What's your name? I'm interested. Welcome to the live, you guys. So when y'all be saying OF, I think I started to realize that there's an actual P star that y'all probably are mistaking me for. Because for a long time, I was like, why does everybody keep saying OF over here? And then I would randomly like be talking to somebody and they'll be like, yo, I was on Twitter and I see some girl and I thought that was you. And I'm like, are you talking about? Because there is somebody that people have been trying to say this for years now. And so I think that's why y'all keep saying it up here. That's not me though. You still look good, not gonna lie. You're silly. Well, you're silly of classified information. Look, in a few, I'm gonna try it out for a little bit, and then I'm gonna like tell you guys the results. I said, I bet that's not a taco. That thing a tamale, huh? You can't download what? So you guys, when exactly did PBS Kids get canceled? Was it like tonight? What's the kids gonna watch now? Who's no longer funding it? Is this because of Trump, you guys? Is Trump the reason why PBS Kids is no longer on air? What was the nature shows on PBS though? Like just the actual PBS. Are those canceled too? Girl, how old are you if you don't mind asking? You never ask. You never ask a young woman her age. You never do that. She said yes, it's Trump. Dang, Trump taking away everything. Even the kids can't even have nothing. PBS Kids is not out of service. PBS Kids still has plenty of funding. So wait, are they lying to me? You dyed your hair white. Promptly you apply for another color. What's the next color I should do? Now I'm asking you guys. Now I'm asking. Sometimes when I'm up here, it's almost like I have a vibe that's so nostalgic from like. It's almost like I enter a time capsule sometimes when I'm up here with you guys, and I'm trying to figure out like what is this nostalgic feeling I'm feeling. Can I be a mom? I'm subbed. Welcome to the live. It's cringe that I have a hair color. So if I paint my nails orange tomorrow, is that gonna be cringe that I wanted my nails to be orange? Like, grow up. Mortal Kombat, you're 6 years old. How are you awake right now? All 6 year olds should be in the sleep to be in their bed sleep. No, PBS Kids is gone. I saw it on TikTok, and when I tried to download it, it won't let me. Is it just the app? Is it just the app? What is cultural appropriation? Is what I want to know. Do you guys think that I'm trying to be white or something? Because if you guys associate a woman like me, a black woman, wearing this hair color as me trying to be white, I think you have bigger fish to fry. It has nothing, it's just a hair color. It's just a hair color. White people do not own this hair color. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm going to hit up Connor, and I'm going to hit up Jack and Jake, and I'm going to hit up Bruce, and I'm going to comment and ask on their page. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna call them, I'm gonna text them, and I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna say, is this cultural appropriation? And I'm going to force them to call me Jessica or Abigail. I feel like Abigail is like low key a really like low key white name in my opinion. I don't know why I think that. I'm making this up by the way. I don't have on a one piece. It's not. I look like Elsa. Somebody said Game of Thrones earlier today when I got up here. Can I do a London accent? I don't really think I can do a London accent that well. I try a little bit. There was this girl named Charlie, and I was talking to this girl named Charlie, and when I talked to her, it was kind of easy for me to kind of like gauge her accent a little bit. But I don't know if I'm really doing it that well. But she kind of talk to me. She kind of talks like this a little bit. And she'd be like, "You really gotta be careful sometimes because people they will see your light." I hope Charlie joins. I hope Charlie joins. She probably if she sees this ever, I wonder what she's gonna say. But this is what that when I be talking to her, she'd be like, "You gotta be careful because people will see your light and they will see your light and it's like these people they don't know what they're doing sometimes. Sometimes they do and they try to destroy you. So you gotta be careful. And you know in America you can hold a gun, so make sure you have a gun." If you was here in London, I would say have a knife, but you're in America, so you can have a gun. I don't know. I saw something beautiful under your trunk. What? PBS Kids is not gone. It's publicly hold on. It's publicly funded channel and is funded by local businesses. Okay. And prominent members of the community. They only had a small grant from the Department of Education. So why are they what's the uproar? Is PBS Kids on or not, you guys? Forever grateful. Thank you so much for subbing and liking the video too, by the way. If you guys haven't already, I would appreciate if you guys do it. Um, do I watch Teletubbies? My favorite Teletubby was Poe for a long time, and Lala. My favorite Teletubby was Lala, but okay, growing up, it was me, my sister, and my niece. We all are like basically like a step down from each other, like in age. So I'm 2 years apart from, you know what I'm saying. So every time we would watch shows, we will always have our own character, and we would say that that was us in the show. We would say that that was us in the show. So when it came to Teletubbies, when we watched, I wanted so bad to be Lala. I wanted to be Lala so bad, but I thought Lala was so cutesy that I felt like my niece should be Lala. So I let her be Lala, and I chose to be Poe. And I think my sister was Tinky Winky. I don't think she was Tinky. I think my sister was Dipsy. Can you wish me a happy birthday? My name is Finn. Happy birthday, Finn. Do you have a dog named Jake? Your brother passed away and you're happy. Why? Was he like suffering or are you like cruel? Rest in peace to your brother. Have I farted today? When I was out earlier and I was outside, I was like walking. I was thinking to myself, like, my friend is about to sit down right next to me, and on my way to the seat, I was farting outside. I was like, even though we're outside, if I sit down and I literally just broke wind, is she gonna smell it? And when I sat down, I was saying in my head, I was like, she can't smell it, she can't smell it. So I don't think she smelled it. We was literally outside at the beach. Yeah. Y'all, I'm gonna ask you something for an edit. I'm gonna try to do this. She make it clap. She make it clap. Hey. But you misinterpret that lady. Who? Who? Look, shout out to you guys that's up here right now. I'm gonna tell you guys some more stories in a second. I literally was just why are all of us up right now, you guys, by the way? Why are we all up? I just had to check. Jury, do you know? I do, because of you. That color looks magnificent on you. Stunning. Thank you. I want to do this too. You want to do what? I love eating tater tots straight out of my pocket. I have a question. What's your question? Make it a real good one. Go to my mom on Facebook. Why? You got that drink right. Excuse me, guys. I got that drink in my cup. I would show you guys. You know that little squeezy water stuff? I squeezed it because it is naturally sourced. I like the idea of that. Zero sugar. I like the idea of that. Electrolytes. Love the idea of that. I don't know how often I'll use this though. I don't like using stuff like this a lot though. Because I feel like I always am concerned about nervous systems and stuff. Like, is this going to be good for somebody's nervous system in the long run or even in the short run? Well, you look very ethnic. Are you related to Benjamin Franklin? He is this exotic man with a kite that was hit by lightning a long time ago. My dad is also. Should I entertain that hate comment, y'all? I fart a lot, but my farts are quiet, but they also stink. Oh, you a quite smelly person, smelly and silent. What are y'all even talking about? Y'all are really like, if I sat in a room and I don't know, y'all. Good, she doesn't have the vape. I took a trolley earlier today when I was at the beach. I took a trolley. I took a trolley up the beach. My friends did not want to take it. My friends did not want to get in the trolley. I was like, y'all, just get up here. Just come with me. Nicole, why can't I find it? Nicole, look what I got. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, because of that, because I just figured out with you guys that the shampoo in my shower has been making me sneeze for like the past week and a half. Because I figured that that's what that is. I was associating me with like being sick or something, perhaps. So I'm not going to vape that much. I'm not gonna make that much, but it made me think though. There was like this. It was like early this morning. Early this morning, I was checking my body energetically, right? And I was like looking. I don't know how to put it into words. I'm just gonna describe it this way. I was like checking my body energetically, and when it came to my lungs, I was thinking about how I should care for my lungs. And I did see, I saw in the TikTok shop, TikTok was advertising like some type of vape that you do, but it's supposed to like be like the opposite of what other things are. So it was supposed to like help your body and your lungs and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if people have reviewed it for real. Check your check your comment. Okay, I'm just gonna read some hate comments for a second. Give me a second. What happened to the fro? Pick emoji. Natural hair? Question mark. It works best with your big slash wide facial features. Love yourself. Black fist emoji. So this was like a weird hateful comment. You know what's stemming them for from you know what's like driving them to leave me that comment is the fact that when people of other cultures are hateful towards people of color, they hate when you are doing something that looks good on you. So because I look good, it's like the racist people that's in the chat are trying their hardest to make it seem as if like there's something wrong with the fact that I decided to wear my hair like this today. For some reason, you hate the fact that I look good in this color as if this color is owned by white people. And that's your problem. You think I'm taking something away from white people and doing it better. And that's not what it is. Hey, are you ignoring me? You made me sad. I'm not ignoring anybody. How am I going to address every single body up here? Do not smoke, my lady. I do not want you sick. I'm not going to smoke anymore, probably. What's up? Can you come up in your crib? I wouldn't let, I don't let guys in my crib. No hate, no hate, no hate. They be up here trying to hate y'all. You like my hair? You love my hair? Thank you. I don't like your hair. Push it back the way it is. I don't care. I feel like because y'all keep telling me how much y'all don't like my hair, it's just making me want to wear this more. Like, what? Why wouldn't I? Is this that old man still texting me, y'all? That's what I started off this talking about. Who is this? Y'all, somebody is texting me from like a few weekends ago. Crank 007 in the building. What? How you doing? Somebody is texting me that had got my number for like a few weekends ago. It's 1:59 in the morning. Why they texting me? And I'm not trying to be funny because you know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly who it is. But when I just breezed to look, when I just like briefly looked, I'm about to cut somebody out. Hold on. I just thought about something. I'm about to cut somebody out. But back to the number I'm talking about. Uh, Something really just pissed me off. Oh my god. Oh my god, something is lucky pissed me off. Yeah, FaceTime them. I'm not, I'm scared. I'm gonna FaceTime them. This is really what the text looked like though. They was like, "Hey, morning, well afternoon now. How you feeling at 3:04 p.m. on July 17th?" Then they said Saturday, August 12th at 4:04 p.m. Hey, what you up to? Then I said, "Hey, what's up?" I don't know who this is. Maybe when they were texting me, maybe I texted them back thinking they were somebody else. And then they said, "Just checking up on you. How you feeling?" Then they text me just now. What you doing? Sometimes I be texting people and I be thinking they somebody else sometimes. What's gonna piss me off? Not that person. I'm gonna scream because my family's asleep. Yeah, my family's asleep. I shouldn't scream. I'm the guy with the gray Ferrari. You remember me? It's so funny that you said that because the guy that's texting me right now, I'm wondering if he was the guy in a certain car. Are you gonna meet someone up? I might. Nicole, I'm gonna grab somebody by their collar like this, and I'm gonna push them to the wall, and I'm gonna be like, "I told you not to play with me." No, let me stop. Liam, neighbor, I've been out in the neighborhood. I've been out in the neighborhood, Liam. You should have joined. Do you have a Ferrari for real? He said I do have a Ferrari for real. Nicole said LOL. Really? Hey yo, can I throw you against the wall? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You cannot. Do you have issues with white girls wearing braids? I don't particularly involve myself with watching other races and trying to derive anger for what they do if it has nothing to do with me or it's not harming or affecting other people. So if a white woman decided to wear braids, I would think and consider about the health that she doesn't care about her hair, perhaps. But would I care? Not that much. She would just looks like every time you see certain white women who try to appropriate black women's culture, it always looks that way. It never looks like, oh, that style. It barely. Let me not say never. There's times where a girl could wear some braids or something, like cornrows or something, and you'd be like, it looks kind of cute for her. There's sometimes when girls get some hairstyles that's not conducive for their hair, and you always notice it. You always notice it. It never just looks like, oh, that style looks cute. It looks like I'm concerned for the health of her hair, and maybe she doesn't know about the health of her hair. That's a little bit different. But for me to be a black woman wearing a hair color, and it's bothering you, it just shows the fact that you just suffer from hate, maybe jealousy, maybe envy. Who knows? Who knows? Why does that bother you so much is what I would like to know. I'm not trying to be white, by the way. And there's a difference. Like, what? There's a difference. Something that you obviously can't recognize because you really are having a problem with the fact that I look good with the hair color more than anything. It has nothing to do with you thinking that I want to be white because it's obviously that I don't want to be white. You have a problem that the hair color looks good on me. That's what you have a problem with. And that has nothing to do with me and how I think about myself. When I go to sleep, I'm not going to care about what you thought about me or anybody else. Whenever I do anything in this world, I already know this. It's something I don't have to consciously think about. Whenever I make any type of decision in the world, I know for a fact there's people who might like it, people who probably won't care, and there's people who's going to hate it. And guess what I think about those things? I don't. I just don't care. So when I'm here on the internet and you guys want me to feel some type of way because you do, let it be clear. I'm not triggered by what you think about me, especially when it comes to doing what I'm wearing and all that stuff. I don't care. I could care less. What would be the point? What do I gain from caring about the fact that you don't like something that I'm doing? Am I supposed to adjust, change? I'm not a people pleaser. I've never been a people pleaser. Which is why a lot of people have a problem with me because I'm supposed to appease every single personality I run into. That seems very exhausting. Something that I don't have time for. If I have lived life with people intentionally misunderstanding me on purpose, why did I got exhausted from any level of what looked to be people pleasing a long ass time ago? So I know that you don't know that because you don't know me, but I'm just letting you know that. Well, you look exotic and indigenous. Are you related to John Smith? To be real, you guys, I'm 100% Native American. I actually am Native American, not the white man, John Smith. But yeah, like consider the fact that you're triggered by me just looking a certain way. I don't have to even open my mouth. You're triggered because I have on this hair color. And you want to so bad say, oh, you want to be white. No, I actually don't. I actually don't. So now what? It's a hair color. Do you know this is the perfect base? Let me just talk more. This is this is the perfect base color. If I wanted to have a hair color to add on top of it. If I want my hair green tomorrow, this is the perfect base for it. If I want my hair purple tomorrow, this is the perfect base for it. If I want to wear my hair like this tomorrow, this is what I'm gonna wear my hair like tomorrow. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. You are gorgeous. Thank you. I'm just saying. Like, what's wrong with you guys? I think that you're hateful. I think you're just more hateful for the fact that I look good in it more than anything. When there's other white people that bleach their hair platinum blonde and they have to get touch up on their roots consistently, what do y'all think about those white women that aren't naturally platinum blonde that dye their hair? What I'm just curious to those who have a problem with my hair this color. What do you think about the other white women and fellow other races that touch up their hair to look platinum blonde like this? What do y'all think? Do you say to them, just wear your natural hair? Sister? My beautiful Irish sister. My beautiful Italian sister. My beautiful white American sister. Stop touching up those roots. Let them roots grow and be natural, my sister. You are not platinum blonde. You are a brunette. You are a sandy blonde. You are a Is that what y'all say to them too? And I just want to know. No, sis. You are a man. Don't let them fool you. Native American is some more. What are y'all talking about? You like my hair? Thank you. Why are you so obsessed about race? I'm not. Intelligent people don't give a fuck. Be white and get dressed or be black and have a mullet. Who cares? Exactly. It's my life. And that's the thing. Like, whenever I make a decision about myself, I'm living with it. Do y'all not know that? If I decide to just like shave my eyebrows off tomorrow, I will be living with that reality every day when I wake up. I will see it in the mirror. I will see it when I go out. People might notice it and say something. I would have to live with that decision if I wanted to. It's something that really truly shouldn't affect you, the way that I show up in the world, the way I look, especially if it's not hurting people. Like what? But yeah, I don't know. People would love to project that I hate myself. I think it would make them feel better if they felt like there was something really absolutely wrong about me. And I think the fact that there genuinely isn't, I think that's why people have to search it so hard and seek it so hard. And that's why people are reading into things so much that they're just failing at what they're reading into, because I generally overall am just a decent human being. And I think it bothers people because you want to so bad say, aha, you're flawed. I know that. We're all flawed. But the reach that you guys go for is because y'all have never met people who are just genuinely decent human beings. And that's really quite sad, because to be a change in the world and to really try to make a difference in the world by being what is lacking, really, at first at least, is what I've noticed, because I seemingly am a forerunner for this, seemingly. And I'm not trying to say I'm never going to make mistakes in life. I'm just saying what I have noticed the past few years looking back is that every time I try to be a difference in this world, more than not, people have tried their hardest to pick me apart, because they're trying to figure out, like, what type of person is this to be doing this? Like, what's the reason? What's the incentive? Are you trying to make money? Are you trying to gain? Like, first people thought that me showing up in the energy that I was because I wanted people to like me. Something that I have never cared about in life. Never. There was a time period, let me not say never. There was a time period when I was a child, right? And I was similar to what Nicole has said to me before a few months ago, where she was like, my mom said that I'm too mature for kids my age. Funny, my mom had said that to me too, because I could make friends. However, I was more mature than a lot of the people around me. So to some extent, I always kind of felt to some way like to myself because of it. So there was a time period, Jury, I have school tomorrow, but I don't want to go. Hell to the fucking no. Nicole, make sure you show up to school tomorrow. So you know what I ended up doing? I ended up feeling like I needed to forge relationships with people. That was like when I was very young. And I very quickly realized I don't care about that. There's a lot of stuff in society I just don't genuinely care about. And I'm okay with being counterculture because of it. But for some reason, when you are counterculture in a lot of ways, I have seen that it has changed culture because people didn't get on my wave. They were like, oh, I like that. First, they might not understand, but some people like it. So then some people hop on my wave of being counterculture, and it becomes trendy. A lot of stuff that are happening right now is trendy because of me. You know what that just made me think about? I'm not going to say it, but it made me think about somebody. Hey, you're making me mad. I'm going to slap you across the road. Anyways, you should talk about something smart. Everything that I talk about is coming from a person who is smart. So if you can't register that, Alex, that's a problem. That's a you problem. But anyways, honey, call the police then if they abuse you. So anyways, y'all. But yeah, for some reason when you show up on camera, it's like it triggers people. I've noticed I'm a very triggering person. And it's so crazy because I don't necessarily see myself as polarizing. I don't necessarily see myself as a very polarizing person. Like, I don't really make super polarizing decisions and actions. So the fact that I literally can just show up and people are triggered and they're trying their hardest to throw hate at me because they feel affected by me showing up, it really is interesting. It's really interesting for me to be on this side observing it. Because I'm like, I mean, it's not to say that I don't recognize my power as who I am as a person, but it's just interesting to observe it. Because at the end of the day, what has been most important for me, I don't think people understand. It's because you have magnetizing energy. I thank you for saying that. I don't think people understand who I am has been who I am my whole life. Not much has shifted or changed as far as the way people respond to me. So I have learned a long time ago to not give a F. Thanks, Alex, for the super sticker. Let me like it. I have learned a long time ago, if I can. There you go. I have learned a long time ago to not care. Imagine you show up in the world and it doesn't matter if you do or you don't. People are just projecting, treating you like this thing that they are saying that you are. And you're not. So it doesn't matter if you try to prove them right or wrong. They're just going to say it. And they're just going to be like, no, you are this. You are this. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm pretty sure to live like that through your childhood years, but mainly through your teenager years, living up through life, college, adult years, whatever, I'm pretty sure you soon quickly find yourself just not giving a fuck about people's opinions. And it has nothing to do with you feeling like you're better than people. It's just a matter of what's the point? It's damned if I do, damned if I don't, because you guys are intentionally trying to just find a reason to not like me. So it'd be easier if people would just be more honest and say, I just don't like you. But instead of them saying that, they just want to say that you are the problem. Because a lot of people don't have accountability. Love your nails. Can you please show me your middle finger, please? You guys want to see my middle finger. But I'm just saying, I have been experiencing that my whole entire life. That's why I'm unbreakable. It's not because one day I just decided to just, I'm Superwoman and I'm a force to be reckoned with. Y'all think I just did that one day? Just shut up and be like, I'm unbreakable. Are y'all stupid? Where y'all think it comes from? Hell. By the way, that person that sent in a super sticker, you know how much the exchange is on my end for US dollars? It's 54 cents is what I'm showing. So he probably sent 75 cents or something. How's Karma? I actually talked to her earlier today. Can I? She's good. It sounds more like you're making it about you. Isn't this my page? I'm sorry. Is this my page and I'm telling you guys about myself? So what do y'all mean I'm making something about me? Are y'all stupid? That's the point. You guys aren't actually trying to get to know me. Y'all trying to find a flaw in me to say that this is wrong with me. There's a difference. Imagine being on a date with somebody and you the whole time are saying to yourself, this person is a criminal and I'm going to prove it. You're not going to genuinely be getting to know that person. You're going to be interrogating them to prove that you think that they're a criminal. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say. You guys aren't really seeing me correctly because y'all already are trying to find something wrong with me. Somebody said, what was growing up like for me? Well, I guess I can continue my story since this is my page and I'm talking about myself. If you guys don't like that, you'll get hop off. Everything's not about y'all. Have y'all figured that out yet? For people who are so, like, whatever, bothered. Anyways, so growing up, this is how it was for me when it comes to haters. Growing up in life, because I'm so magnetizing, you know, there's girls who are mad because they can see their crush laughing at something that I said. Do you know that that can disturb some girls, that they might have saw their crush laughing at a joke I said or just having a common conversation? I grew up around a lot of guys. It's easy for me to have conversations with all kinds of people and guys too. Like what? So could you imagine? Like and me not being aware of this. So now this girl is irritated because I'm now perceived as a threat to her. So now she's probably going out her way to find ways to, you know, exercise her jealousy in many ways. Gossip, slander, trying to attack me, whatever the case. Competing with me, whatever. I don't even have to know the girl, by the way. So imagine that, not just on a one girl scale, on a large, massive scale. Just with women though, insecure women. Now let's maneuver over to men. Imagine some man who wants to talk to me, he feels automatically rejected for whatever the case. Excuse me, guys, I just burp. Do y'all guys know that there was a season in my life where I was actively There was a season of my life where I was actively making it known that I'm single, but I don't want to be entertained by anybody. Do you know that there was men who were making think pieces about how women are wasting their beauty by showing up in the world and not wanting to be desired or chosen by a man in that season of my life? Do y'all know that there was many different, I wish I was lying. There was many different people, men, who were bothered for the fact that I was celibate. So let's put this in perspective. If I was out here fucking, there would be men who are mad that I'm not fucking them. If I was out here celibate, which I have seen in real life, there's men who are upset at the fact that I don't have the cookie up for sale. I don't have the cookie up for grabs, rather. You can't appease people when they just want to make you a problem. Some people don't know how to control their emotions. A lot of people don't know how to control their emotions, and they want to just project it on you. A lot of people aren't mature these days. Do y'all not notice that? There used to be, even when it comes to like shows and TV and movies and cartoons, there used to be moral of the stories in a lot of like old TV. Do y'all watch TV and get a meaning that much anymore? You don't. Nobody cares about actually the things that will make things proactive. It's so easy to be a higher intellectual being these days because a lot of things are watered down. It's so crazy how we have technology at our fingertips, but everything really is crippling from people from using their minds. People don't need to have um, uh, reasoning. Somebody said, "Why are we all awake and can't sleep?" I said that earlier. I said, "Y'all, why are we all awake?" But yeah, I'm just saying, a lot of people in society, they don't think for themselves, and when they do think, they don't even know what to think about. They're not thinking about anything proactive. A lot of people are stupid. That's why a lot of people operate very emotionally and uncontrolled because they just are lower IQ people in society, and or they're just not, they're not in their higher potential. I don't know what to describe it at this moment. So it's really easy to, for me, it was easy for me growing up, especially at a certain age. I'm gonna start talking from teens, because when you're a teenager, that's when everybody's insecure, right? When you're a teenager, that's when everybody's insecure, everybody's living life, everybody's trying to figure out a lot of stuff. And on top of that, some people have different stressors. Some people want to be grown real fast. Some people have to be grown real fast. There's a lot of different factors that's happening in teenage years for every kind of person, right? Jury, air hug, I need one. Nicole, in a second, I'm gonna put you on a timer, Nicole, so you can go to sleep. So teenage years, that's when everybody's so insecure and everybody is like, I look like a high school senior. I haven't been in high school in so long. Do y'all know there were some people who were mad at the fact that I be up here talking about high school because I have viewers who are in that area of life? Like, when I tell you, I have learned a long time ago, people are going to hate anything I do, but they're going to stay tuned in. It don't matter if they're hateful, they're still watching, they still tune in, they still trying to pick apart the next thing. I don't care. A lot of people really are upset as well at the fact that I found strength to love myself. You know, I have many options in life to choose to hate myself. And maybe to some extent at certain parts of my life, I didn't have the tools or the power. I wasn't strong enough maybe to actually love myself. That is a potential thing. I've grown more and more into who I am as a person. They tune in because they are jealous. Yeah, some people are hate watching me. They can't stop watching, but they hate to see it. And then too, let's say that a lot of people don't actually hate me. They just wish they had it for themselves, which honestly still goes with jealousy and goes with envy. Because if they could look like that, have that talk like that, have that effect, be magnetizing like that, they would do it. So sometimes they don't genuinely hate it. They love it. They're just like, man, that's not me. So F that. That's what it is. That's why so many people can come up with all these theories about who I am as a person. Because if people can villainize me, if I actually am just not, to some extent, a God sent individual, if I'm not so much, like, there was a season in my life, Spirit's not telling me to say that. You guys, is my face getting a little bit wide and puffy? Because I fear that I've been drinking, like, I don't drink that often, but I've been drinking this past weekend, and I feel like, you know how drinkers get that puffy face? Also, sodium could make my face bloated and I try to lay off of salt. Keep doing what you do because you're keeping it real and most people can't. And that's another thing. Some people can't even authentically show up as themselves. Do y'all know if I didn't love myself, I would be showing up here trying to be something else that y'all would have seen before? That would be the indication that I'm actually not loving myself. I would try to be something that y'all have already seen before. And it would be so inauthentic. And one thing I have learned, not trying to be funny, because I've seen some spiritual people who are low vibrational. And there was a time period where I was looking at my, a lot of times I've had this type of thing that has happened where I have watched myself, and it's not that I'm comparing in a bad way, but it's there's some things that make you just notice, right? So I was watching lower vibrational readers or spiritual people, prophetic people, all those categories of people. And I would see how the ones that were low vibrational or they didn't actually mean what they said, I used to see that they were the ones that used to pull in so many numbers and followers. And there was a time period where I was looking at that and I was like, yo, what is that? I was like, there was a time period also where I considered, I was like, are people just on that vibration with them? And so that's why it's easier for them to draw that crowd, is because their audience is on. I didn't know what to think. But a lot of times I have noticed that. I was like, when you're really real, people don't, you're not easily digestible by people. Hello, hi. You look so pretty, Julrae. Love the blonde hair. Thank you so much. So busy. But yeah, when you're actually authentic, you're not easily digestible. You know, there was a time period in life where people were trying their hardest to say, they were trying to find ways to diagnose me about what they felt like was wrong with me, by the way. Instead of just saying, oh, this is an authentic person. We never seen this before. She not acting like this person, that person, that person. She not even trying to be the next that person, that person, that person. She authentically is just herself. Instead of people saying stuff like that, they try to say something wrong with me. I promise you. Also, to be loved is to be hated somewhere else. You're cute. I wish I could slap that kid. Please stop. I love the way you speak. It gives strong intellect and purpose. No one is perfect. We all live and learn. And that's another thing. And that's another thing. If they themselves are flawed human beings, why the hell are they so quick to try to point out what they feel like is my perceived flaws? It's because some people feel like they need to check you. You know what I'm saying? And it's really ignorant to think that. There's a difference between having accountability partners, or people who are iron sharpening iron, versus some people who are disturbed by certain aspects of yourself. And a lot of times when people are disturbed by certain aspects of yourself and it's unwarranted, it's because it's indicating they're unhealed from something in their lives. Whether it's something that people did to them or it's how they felt about others that they still need to heal within themselves. I look like Sindel. Who's that? You know what I'm saying? If every time I looked at some younger, I'm just gonna use it as a description. If every time I looked at a girl and I thought that she was just younger, vibrant, and she just was shining, I don't think that I would trouble myself, torture myself even with continuously going up to that girl's page. If I genuinely derived negative emotions from looking at somebody, I personally handle the Bible with authentically not torment myself by continuously showing back up to see it. That's just me. But I use intellect here. If I don't like to see something or somebody, if somebody really was able to trigger me that much, and I'm a human being, but I'm just saying, I promise you I wouldn't torture myself. Julrae, I know you've been hurt by someone else. I could tell by the way you carry yourself. Who have I been hurt by? Who have I been hurt by? What happened? What happened to me? You can tell I've been hurt in life, period. Oh, have you ever listened to some of my songs? Have I been hurt in life, period? Have you listened to some of my songs? Beautiful arts. If you let me, here's what I'll do. I'll take care of you. Oh, you're singing a song. I just got it. I could trigger you with one word. I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about you trying to trigger me with one word. I like Felix from Stray. Why do y'all keep saying that? Y'all love them Korean K-pop groups. I don't know what you're trying to say, Eric. But yeah, hey everybody. Why are we all up, you guys? I started to change into like some pajamas, but I didn't. Y'all want readings and stuff, you guys? But yeah. What the flip just happened? Want to take you out in my roles and your Royce Royce? What do you think about people who do passive aggressive? Oh, okay. So I've experienced plenty of passive aggressiveness from people in life. Let me tell you, one thing I could not stand was a lot of times when people are when some people have fear of confrontation. A lot of times they resort to passive aggressiveness, and it comes out though sometimes when an opportunity presents itself for it too. Like some people aren't strong enough to some people aren't strong enough to just admit that they don't like you, but instead of them, because when it comes to me as a person, some people have a hard time admitting that they don't like me because they know that I didn't give them an authentic reason for them not to like me. Is what I've noticed, especially people close in my life. Whenever people have been very passive aggressive towards me, it's because it will make them feel and recognize that their heart is dark, because I leave almost, and it's not something I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like show up in somebody's life and be the best person they ever met in life. I'm not trying to do that. But a lot of times people literally realize like, oh, I know how to be a good friend. So whether it's a family member, a genuine friend, a lover, I know how to be a good friend. That's why I know when people aren't my friends, because I know how to be a good friend. So some people are like, they can't say I'm a bad friend. They can't say I'm not considerate. They can't say I'm not a problem solver if it arises in our connection. They can't say I didn't try, typically. So instead of people admitting that they have a black heart, they just try to find a way to appease their consciousness by trying to say that I did something wrong. And then they typically are passive aggressive. Remember last time you streamed, you accidentally farted and it sounded like a nasty wet when you ended your stream early because you were so. I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but if I did do that, that would be hilarious. Um, are you sure it wasn't my bed? Are you sure it wasn't this? But yeah. So a lot of times people just don't want to admit that they're bad people. Have y'all ever? Women can attest to what I'm about to say. Have y'all ever been talking to a guy at some point in life? Because I'm pulling back to something that happened maybe like 10 something years ago. Have y'all ever, do I have something in my nose? Why do I keep seeing what looks like to be a wet nose? But there's, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry for doing that. Have y'all ever talked to a boy before and then he out of nowhere just tried to act like he was avoiding you? Have y'all ever experienced that in life? There was one time I experienced this. There was one time I experienced this. There was this boy that liked me, and out of nowhere he started avoiding me and acting like I was like weird and like obsessed with him in a way is what I felt like. I was like, what's wrong? Like everything was just good yesterday. Like, and I hadn't seen you since whatever. And of course at that time I wasn't like we wasn't hanky pankying, so I couldn't say that that's why. Of course, I just wanted to say that. And what I learned was the fact that those people, when people do that, they probably just was talking crap about you with somebody. I think that he had a problem. This was like years ago, by the way. I was too mature for him. I was too mature for him. So like when we're, and he was a spoiled mama's boy, and his I don't want to tell you too much bad about him. His mama worked for the FBI. Okay, I don't know if she still. I don't know. She loved me. I ain't gonna lie. His mama loved me. Me and his mama are very quite similar in a way. But mind you, me and his mama, we are kind of similar in a way. So, anyways, his mama worked for the FBI. His daddy a policeman, right? Somebody said, "Oh my God, not the mama's boy. He's a rich mama's boy." Okay. Do I have something in my eye? So his parents lived on this upper area in my area, and I remember I had went to go visit their home. And when I went to go visit their home, I would never forget. We was sitting on the couch, and I met this person at church, by the way. So I'm sitting on the couch, and he sits next to me. I'm not consciously thinking that I'm doing this, or I'm just being myself, right? And I jokingly say to him, I said, "Don't touch me." I jokingly just said that out of nowhere to him. I don't know why I did that, but I was just like, "Don't touch me." I don't know why I did that. His mama was sitting across from me, and she saw that. She said, "Ooh, I like that." She said, "I like that." She said, I like that because obviously, I guess, even though I was joking and it was kind of funny, but at the same time, it represented a woman with boundaries. Like, it represented the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying? But he's a spoiled mama's boy. So can y'all see what could have been the issue between me and him? People get offended when you set boundaries, and they get mad when you give them a dose of their own medicine. You see what I'm saying? Mind you, in that moment, it was light, fluffy. It was a joke mostly too, but it still communicated something, and his mom could recognize it because she's trained to recognize stuff. So she liked me a lot, like a whole lot. She used to always say to me, she'd be like, "You can model. You should model." She used to always say all that kind of stuff to me. She was like, "I just could see you on TV." And he would say it too. Yeah, my mom said that you should model. My mom said that you should be on TV. My mom said so. Like his mom always said good stuff about me. But let's say he was being a boy. Let's say he was being a boy, and it doesn't have to be about sex, by the way. But let's say in a conversation, a moment, he's being a mama's boy. He's like wanting something the way that he wants it. He's being a brat. And let's say whether I do it nicely or not, which more than likely I probably wasn't recognizing certain signals that he was doing, and I probably just wasn't like maybe he's a Pisces. Ooh, he's a Pisces. So you know how sometimes Pisces they have a script and you're supposed to live up to the script. What if I wasn't living up to the script? So he's demonizing me without me being aware of this. So he probably talks crap to his mom and be like, because he decided one day he didn't like me. Maybe off of something stupid and juvenile because he's very immature. So let's say one day he calls me and he's like, "Yeah, make sure that you call me when you get home from school." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So when I get home from school, let's say I actually did call him. And let's say he didn't pick up. So I text him. What if he saw that text and that call, he got an attitude that moment? "Oh, she's just bothering me." I don't know that. And so what if in that moment he talks crap about me? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying sometimes he probably made some story up in his mind because you were stroking his ego and validating him enough. You see what I'm saying? It just could be anything. So yeah. So then it was just like randomly everything was good, and then there was like this one day, this one day I went to church, and then he just was literally physically avoiding me. And so I just was like, this is weird. So I just talked to the rest of his family. His whole family was still normal, but he was just actively avoiding me. In my mind, now looking back, I don't know, maybe he started talking to a new girl. I don't know. But of course, me and him didn't work out. But I did have a crush on him. To some extent, I felt like our paths were manifested together. But yeah, that's what happened. I wonder if he ever would like come across my video. I don't know how. I don't know. Hopefully he's doing well. You know what I'm saying? But I always liked his family and stuff. I didn't think that bad about him really. It's just stuff like that. Like sometimes other people they can't handle who you are as a person and they try to make it your fault too. You know what I'm saying? But that was like passive behavior as well. Either way, he was being immature. He should have just told you he wasn't really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? That's that too. That too. So then, you know what he actually said to me though one time? So okay, he's avoiding me and stuff. At some point in time, we did have a conversation, right? And he said to me this, mind you, the whole entire time, he's telling me, my mom likes you, basically, right? In a lot of ways. And when I'm coming over to visit, it's obvious that his mom likes me. And it's obvious his family likes me, right? I'm a likable person. I'm sorry if people hate me. I'm a likable person. So I'm not really sorry, but so one day after he was avoiding me, right? This is what he says to me. He says to me, "My mom doesn't like you." he said He said, "You know what my mom told me? She told me I should find me an Asian girl because an Asian girl will listen to me and she doesn't like you." This is what he said to me, y'all. And so I talked to my mom because, of course, our parents, our families knew each other. We went to church. Like, they started going to church, to my church. So that's how he knew my family because of that. Or at least my mom. So I told my mom because to me it's off. I'm smart. I'm smart, y'all. But I still talked to her just to see if she was picking up what I was picking up. So I told my mom that. My mom started laughing. She said, "Oh, you know he having his little fit because you probably ain't do something that he wants you to do." And she said, "I don't believe that his mama said that she didn't like you." She said, "I think that his mama probably told him, if you want a girl that's going to listen to everything that you're saying, maybe you should get somebody who's more submissive." And his mind led him to think that. So you see what I'm saying? He's immature. He's immature. So he's even twisting up his mama words. If I could tell that he twisted up his mama's words just to offend me, by the way, Lord knows what he does in his own mind to like act that way. Somebody said you was dating a woman, pretty much with that the way that he was acting. It was just very passive, aggressive, catty. You know what I'm saying? It was just weird. You're cute. I'm using my sister's phone because mine's dead, and I'm a man though. Welcome to the live. The fact that he feels the need to say my mom said this, like why so stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest. When I first started talking to him, that was a red flag for me. Is he a grown man now? But back then we were like, I don't know, maybe 18. Maybe we was probably like around 18 because I had just graduated, and I think that he had just graduated. It was like over the summer, something like that. So yeah, he was just a mess. Like, but it was cool. It was like a different chapter in life. But back then, the red flag for me was the fact that I could tell he was a really strong mama's boy. But to get to know his mom was very like me. Like me and his mom could like we have like this is what I think is the similarities between me and his mama. Okay, from my perspective, I feel like we have this thing about ourselves that it's like it's probably street smarts. Really, it's probably actually street smarts, but I'm registering it from her as like she could be a very business person. Okay, she's not all the she can cut away the fluff and just be business. I like that about her because I saw myself in that, and she's able to like really kind of like cut through a lot of stuff real fast. You know what I'm saying? I like that aspect about her. She was like very like an analytical, analyzing type of person, like very high intellect type of person, and she's a strong woman. Like you can just get the vibe, and she never operated from a way of like a like some mama's boys, they get catty with the woman. She authentically liked me because it's like maybe she saw herself in me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just was obviously a strong woman, and I think she recognized that in me, even though I was a younger, strong woman. And I think that's why she kind of like was like, oh, I like her. Like, I just like her. And she probably herself probably thought, like, man, too bad that he messed that up. But, but whenever I see her, she's always like so sweet and nice to me. She just treats me like I'm a part of her family. So, yeah. It'd be like that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm just imagining it, like if I myself had a son and he met a dope girl, and I'm like, dang, I want her to be a part of my family. But he messes it up, what could you do? But for a while I kinda like kept in touch every now and again with her. I probably still have her phone number. What's my zodiac sign? I'm a Taurus. What's up? Just got here, but you sound like a real one. Thanks. So yeah. So that's like something about somebody asked like earlier, like times where people are passive aggressive. So he was super passive aggressive. And he just was not he was a liar. Like not necessarily in speech, although he was. Like he twisted up his own mama's words just to find a way to crack at me. Like to really like take a jive at me. Like to really try to get to me. He tried to like hurt my feelings by twisting up his mama's words because he knew the whole time his mama liked me. So he tried to say, my mama don't like you. She said I should get an Asian girl. His mama probably didn't even say that. His mama probably literally just said, you should probably get a girl that's going to listen to every... And she probably said it sarcastically. She probably said it sarcastically, like, well, son, if you want a girl that's going to listen to it, that's not... His mama probably said it like this because she's kind of like my vibe, like straight shooter. She probably was like, well, if you want a girl that's gonna listen to everything that you say, you need to get you a submissive woman, like a girl that's probably like this, probably described what a girl would be like, and his mind probably was like, oh, I know who this girl is. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But even though he was a mama's boy, I like that she didn't always coddle him, although to some extent you could tell she was, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know, it was cool. So yeah, I feel like that's good. You're a homophobic homosexual. That's like a contradiction, ain't it? Is it just like self-hate? Thanks for the story time. I think we've all met a guy like this. You see what I'm saying? That's why I brought it up. I said, have y'all met a guy like this before? It's like super immature. It's like immaturity. Those people are also like not good people to have in your life because they're lying to themselves. They're lying to you. They're lying to everybody. And it's like they're very sneaky. You never really know where they're coming from because you never know where they stand with you because it's all secret. It's a secret. It's like they're hiding and sneaking. Like, I don't like sneaky men. Sneaky men are just not my type. Because if you're sneaky, you're a liar. Sneaky men are liars. Sneaky anybody are liars, by the way. And it's the difference between, like, okay, this is another thing. There was like a delusional conversation that I caught on to that people were having about me, strangers that don't know me, that wanted to be in my business. They were having this conversation that I was being a sneaky person. And I'm thinking to myself, like, y'all are trying to call a stranger, me, sneaky because y'all want to be in my business. Stuff like that is delusional. That's just somebody entitled to their privacy. So, so yeah. Woo, I'm burping. What's your sign? I'm a Cancer, body built like a dancer. Shake that ass for the camera. Are you single? I'm not trying to hit on you, but you look pretty to not be taken. That is so sweet. Oh, this is another thing I was gonna say, y'all. For a long period of life, I used to make a joke that I feel like I'm asexual. And I feel like the more that life goes and progresses, to some extent, I feel like I kind of could see it. But the reason why I know I'm not completely an asexual person is because I do have, I can develop romantic feelings for people. But then that kind of falls in the category of demisexual, which really is just a fancy word people put on what is considered a person who needs to get to know somebody before they have romantic feelings and emotions for somebody. That's basically the fancy word that people have tried to stamp on it to describe that. Asexual, if you guys look into stuff like this, I don't like labels and titles for real, so I don't talk about a lot of this stuff because of it. Like, I don't want it to be, I don't like necessarily the idea of it being trendy for people to be like, I'm asexual, I think that would be stupid, you know. But people who are asexual typically don't have um they typically don't have like a sexual desire or pull towards people, like, at all, almost. Not to say that they can't have it at all, but they just typically don't. Somebody said attraction to someone's intelligence, sapiosexual. I'm actually that too. So, like, I feel like I'm more so attracted to people once I kind of get to know who they are as a person. And then too, like, on top of that is like, if a person's mindset is really crazy, I wouldn't be interested in them. So yeah. Julrae, my beautiful wife, she got stalked. So do you? Oh, another thing I want to say, because somebody just left a really disgusting question, like, asked me a personally disgusting question. And another thing I don't like, whew, I don't like when you just meet a guy and he's asking you sexual questions. That's not your business. That is actually quite disgusting. It's invasive, rude. It's so rude. Could you imagine you walk into somebody and you just ask them like a private question? And honestly, it's not even they shouldn't even feel entitled to having the answer to it. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. It's just really, like, if a guy ever approached me and he right off the bat asked me a sexual thing, I would look at him as like a lower tier member in society, and it's not somebody who I would ever want to be with. It's gross and rude. Those guys are delusional from too much porn. I think so too. I think it's too much porn. Like, could you imagine this guy, the one of the first things he said to me one time, you guys, he had got my phone number. It is so crazy. He was like, I don't know if he was playing the long game, but he had got my phone number for just trying to kick it to me like he was a friend to me. Ugh. So I'm thinking that he's just cool people. We get on the phone. The first thing he says is, "What's your body count?" What? And you felt comfortable asking a woman that? And that's exactly what I said to him. He said, "Yeah, I mean, why not? I'll tell you mine." That's not the point. Just because you're open to disclosing that information doesn't mean that you would, like, why do you feel comfortable asking a woman that? That's just stupid. It's really just disgusting. I think that they just are just disgusting people in society. But yeah. Nicole, please. Nicole, you don't have to go to sleep at this point, Nicole. Go to bed. But yeah, it's just, I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. Please come to North Korea. We love you so much here. Shout out to North Korea. The crazy thing about it is that men are, especially this, me and him are dating. Me and him are dating. Me and him are dating. He's not even a prospect to be in that position in life. So, even more so, what is making him feel comfortable and entitled even to be privy to that information? It's no use, right? What exactly would be the use, if any? There is none. It's just a rude, distasteful thing to ever say to a woman. That's something that you say to an actual thought bob. And the fact that you can't have discernment to know is even more so why I wouldn't want to talk to a person like that. Thankfully, I don't have that problem ongoingly with people, but every now and again you run into a random person in society that literally doesn't know how to talk to a woman. That's just something that you just don't talk to a woman about, especially if you trying to play the long game and try to be a friend and try to find yourself stupid. He's probably he's probably won something blue chews. He probably on blue chews and honey pack. So sometimes there's children in the chat. So when they be making takes, they be like, "Are you another woman who talks trash about women?" When people be saying stuff like that, you can tell that they have low um, comprehension skills. They don't have experience in society either. Because if a person had experience in life and they had comprehension, it would be easy to detect that that's not what this channel is about, or that's not what I'm doing here. But I'm forgetting there be kids up here sneaking. That's why I be so, to me it's like stupid questions that be coming up here. Sometimes they be young. You know what is really disgusting? Someone that do not respond to all questions to the followers. Yeah, that's not realistic to sit there and reply and read every single comment. That's not realistic. I don't even have to list. I don't actually have to read any comments. I just choose to. Women only experience nowadays is sleeping around. The women that you only experience is the ones that sleeping around. I feel like, to be honest, you guys, the more that you have standards for yourself, the more that you find other people who have standards for themselves. It's so easy when you have standards to see people without it. Girl, you need help with the issues because you keep talking about negative shit. Report it. Yeah, that's a child as well, you guys. You can tell that's a child because these conversations are very productive. Like, they're very interactive and productive. So the fact that people are they're choosing, by the way, to think that way. Which also, it also validates what I said in the beginning. There's a lot of people who just wanted to say that I was a certain thing, even though that's not the reality. Because they don't choose to actually get to know you. They just are low thinker. Like, they're not thinkers. I asked the question, that's how I know you're immature. You could have explained instead of saying that. I feel like people don't realize that when you are talking to a person, they have autonomy over themselves. You're not somebody's, you can't dictate another person's life, especially in the comment section. Are you stupid? Am I supposed, is this McDonald's? Are you supposed to have it your way? Get your head out your ass. That's not how life works. And the fact that you would try to say that somebody is immature because things didn't go your way shows more about your lack of maturity than anything. That's really what that shows. Are you cheating me already, Julrae? I have feelings. My bad, y'all. I don't necessarily see what would be the joy in cheating on people, by the way. Like, this is just another part of conversation. Because when I really think about it, like, I feel like it wouldn't just settle right with me and my spirit like that. I, especially for no reason, I feel. I feel like that's something you do when you really fed up with somebody. When you really fed up on somebody, but you're toxic. That's the stuff that you do. Haha, you say McDonald's, have it your way. That's Burger King, right? I know you're healthy. That is Burger King, you're right. I really want some fries right now, y'all. I had some fries earlier with my pizza. It was, those fries was the star of the food. You're very pretty and honest and reliable. Or do you mean relatable? And trustworthy and respectful. That's why I like you. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate you seeing that in me. You want to eat my eyebrows? They're probably oily. I don't like when my face gets super oily. I don't have anything to blotch my face right now. Even though I don't have makeup on, but I don't like when my skin gets super oily. You love my hair? Thanks. It's so funny. I keep saying like. I keep saying y'all like my hair, but y'all are saying I love your hair. I felt the need to say that for some reason, but thank you. I'm loving it, McDonald's. Well, you're right. Sorry, but still, why not have a conversation instead of just talking like that? I'm not so sure right now how to answer that. I feel like some people have been asking me certain things, and I've been telling stories around what I think about things. Is how I've been this video. Why do you keep telling me put on lipstick? I do have chapstick. I don't know if my lips look chapped in the on camera. So let me do that. I'm so sorry. To be honest, there's times where I haven't did this and I play back the video and I'm like, I don't like the way that looked. So thanks for telling me that. Have it your way sounds so much better. Yeah. Look, this is so cute. It's a cat. It's a cat. Doesn't this look like it should be a highlighter or something? But it's chapstick. BK. Have it your way. You rule. Isn't that how it goes? Wow, blonde hair. You look good. Thanks. Glossy. Is it my lips look glossy? It looks like a vape. When I got it, it was some. I don't know actually if I got it years ago. I was about to say when I got it years ago. I'm like, did I get it years ago? I always keep my feet done, you guys, or at least I really make it a point. I feel like I've been keeping my feet done for over 10 years, y'all. I think I've been keeping my feet done for over 10 years consistently. And once I started getting pedicures, it probably was, I think, since like 2013, I've stayed with my feet done. My feet have stayed being done since 2013 for sure. For sure. Before that, maybe here and there I would keep them painted. But my feet, that's something I can say. My feet, I've been keeping my feet done since 2013 at least. At least. How many years is that? And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that somebody said that because one time it's some things that you do for yourself, sometimes you don't necessarily always think about it. You're just doing it, right? Somebody said prove it. You're funny. Hi from Turkey, you beautiful. Thank you, Ahmet. So it's so funny. One time I had met this girl, and when I was around her, I never this is not coming from a judgmental space because I could take it there, but I'm not trying to do that. But when I was around her, I had met her and I went to her crib. This is when I was in Atlanta. And she's the one who used to be in a girl group with the girl who was the Eastern Star that didn't want me, that wanted me to told that boy that I was with, my boyfriend, to break up with me. Her, she, that girl was in a girl group with her. I hope you guys put that together. Anyways, everything's connected. Anyways, but me and her was still cool. At first, I was a little hesitant with dealing with her, but she was cool. So I had went to her crib one time, and I noticed that her feet weren't done, and it stood out to me so much in that moment. Not on a judgmental tip, but more so it just stood out to me because I was thinking. Sorry, guys, did y'all hear me burp? I was thinking. I was like, there was a time period in life where I didn't used to get my feet done consistently, and I just sat there and thought about it for a second. And it was no tea, no shade to her, of course, because whatever. I don't, who knows? She probably literally was changing her toe color or something that day or something. But I sat there and thought about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I keep my feet done. I mean, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. I just realized that in this moment again, like, wow, I have consistently kept my feet done since, at least for sure, I can tell you for sure, since 2013. Welcome to Enjoy Kenya. Welcome to the live. Shout out to you, Kenya. You a DL? How? Trying what? Trying to front like a good girl? What does that mean? I'm trying to front like a good girl. Do you have like a Madonna whore complex where women are either whores or good women? Is that what you deal with? Because I think when men look at that, they almost think that two can exist at the same time because they're categorizing women. You're either a whore or you're the good girl. But do y'all remember songs that say a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets? Y'all don't believe in that because that's different. But that's people's personal business is their personal business. people aren't always privy to even needing to know that. We just live in a society where people are telling freely their business, so people now start to feel entitled to it. That's what I think too. It has to be one of the two. Some men really do think that. I mean, it's not just men. Some women think that too. Some women, once they see a slither of the fact that you are a sexual being, some women use that as the first thing to crack on you and say that they demonize you. And let me add this. Do y'all see my natural? And let me say this. Some women wait when some women are actually to some extent sexually attracted to you, especially if they're very prim and proper and trimmed up type of personality, if they themselves find themselves somewhat sexually attracted to you, and to say sexually attracted, I don't really mean it in like a I feel it down here, I feel it. I'm not saying it in that way either. I'm saying it in a way of them just being somewhat like they notice your sexuality and they're drawn to it. Some women, when they're very like, especially like very uptight, very rigid, very like women need to be like when women like that find another woman sexually attractive, they also demonize her like the Madonna whore complex too. I've had women in life try their hardest to say all kind of negative things towards me because they found me attractive in a sexual way, and it was conflicting with them, so they attacked me for having that type of emotions. Does that make sense? Your inner beauty and energy are super. Thanks. Damn, I never heard it that way. And maybe the reason why I'm able to describe it like this is because I have literally experienced women treating me like this often. Like it's happened a lot. Like there was this one girl, she's a reader. There's this one girl, she's a reader, right? And she would always find ways in her readings. This is when she did her readings on celebrities, right? This one girl, she's a reader. She did her readings on celebrities. I don't know if she still posts. I haven't seen her stuff in a long time, like recommended. That's how I came across her page, because it was recommended. So she would do celebrity readings all the time, and it was recommended. So sometimes I would just look, because I'm actually kind of using it as a way to confirm if it's what I picked up about somebody. I don't typically like to tune into a lot of that stuff, but in this season of life, I just kept on seeing her. So I was like, why am I seeing her? Let me just see what she's picking up. It wasn't more or less than that. And the people who she was doing it on was people who were actively attacking me. So I was trying to gauge it as confirmation, right? Every time I watched her videos, she was using that as an opportunity to attack me too, because she saw what they were doing. And I was trying to figure out, I was like, why does this girl act like she hates me so much? Not that I really care, by the way. Not that I genuinely care, but I just wondered. I was like, why does this girl act like she hates me so much? Because it'll be times where she's talking about a celebrity that's a guy that she saw was interested in me or whatever. And she would also use that as moments to like, it's almost like she was like, to some extent she was kind of real, because she kind of did just give the message out to how it came out. But there was always like this thing where if she could ever put somebody next to me to try to compete with me, she would always try to big up somebody else. I just noticed that she was doing that. I was like, why does she want to humble me so bad? Spirit told me that girl is sexually attracted to you and she's struggling with it. I was like, huh? Spirit said that girl is sexually attracted to you and she's struggling with that. So because of that, she is literally trying to use every opportunity to try to attack you for it. It didn't make sense to me until like literally recently, earlier before I got up here. I think I saw somebody else doing that to me too. They saw a little slither of me being desirable sexual. When I mean sexual, I don't mean in a legit way of me like legit being sexual. Just when you present yourself in a way where a woman could look at you and say, I know that you are a sexual being. I know that you are engaged in sexual or whatever. It doesn't have to be that you're engaged, but if another woman looks at you and can recognize like you're a sexual being, sometimes they try to demonize you. It's like, damn, sex is. I heard a comedian say this when I went to a comedy show this weekend. They said sex is something that everybody loves, but everybody's scared to talk about it. It's so true. And it's always the super uptight, prim and proper women that literally attack other women for being sexual. Could you believe it? Good evening, Ricky. Could you believe it? It's like, damn, don't you have boobs like I have boobs? Don't you have a body just like I have a body? Don't sometimes you are in a mood where you feel sexy even? So another woman can't experience that? Or you demonize her. You want to stone her. Stuff like that. It's not to say that there's not, and I'm saying this, let me try to put this in context. I'm not saying it in a way where there's somebody who's very destructive with that energy. I mean it in a way where it's like the woman's not harming nobody. The woman is just living her life. That's what I mean it by. I don't mean it in a way where a woman is using her sexuality as a vehicle to destroy the community or whatever the case. I'm not saying it in that type of way. I mean it in the way of it just being literal. Like, what if I'm sitting here like this and it has another woman looking at me and realizing that I'm a sexual being? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not intentionally doing anything in this moment, but a woman could be watching me and be recognizing that I'm sexual. Stuff like that. And so now she's attacking me. People are crazy. People, they have there's many different reasons why I've seen people attack me and hate me. I can't speak for everybody. Everybody, I'm not even going to no tea, no shade. Everybody don't have that type of thing about them that makes other people respond like that. That, I think, is something that happens to select different kinds of women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is a form of jealousy, but also it's so interesting to see the root of it is coming from a place where somebody is wrestling within themselves with how they feel about you. Sending hate from Alaska. Okay. Jury, can you do a reading for me to see if I will be a good mom in the future? Nicole, if you're so, Nicole, you have so much time for you to just make sure that you're a good mom in the future. Like, why not live and make choices to where if that's something that you would like to be, just make choices to make sure that you become a good mom in the future. I mean, you can start practicing now. Nicole, you can create your future. So why don't just be intentional with that? Hi, welcome to the live. Y'all are trolling, talking about some sending hate from Alaska, sending hate from Scotland, and nobody's actually saying that. Sending jizz from England. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, how long have I been up here, you guys? It's showing that I've been on live for at least an hour and 37 minutes. You talking about some I am. Just do it. Don't have negativity in your thinking. Why you have European hair in your a black woman? Do you think that I have European roots in me by any chance? Is what I would like to ask. Perhaps. Would you like to consider the idea? Would it be a far-fetched idea if I had European in my ancestry? How would you feel if I did? How would you feel if I didn't? I'm serious, Vicky, my wife. I'm just saying. Instead of accusing you of what you do, which I'm deeply sorry about, I would love to know what you do. Oh, what do I do? Why the blonde hair? So I can trigger the people who would say it. I just have this need for attention. And this need for attention causes me to do things that will trigger my audience, even though that y'all don't see me until I turn on this camera. So if I'm wearing my hair like this throughout the day, you guys don't know, but I need to trigger attention, so I hop on camera so y'all can say why. Apparently. You want to live a good life in the future, then you have to build it up. I agree. But somebody said something earlier. What was I saying? Could somebody help me with my thought on that? I feel sick, but I need to go to school tomorrow. Nicole, you should really lay down and go to sleep. Thanks for being honest, respect. Yeah, it was pure sarcasm, by the way. The real reason why I have blonde hair is because I just wanted to wear this hair color. It's not my first time wearing this hair color, by the way. For people who actually have been following me for years, they would know that. And it looks damn good on me. Every time I wear this hair color, me personally wearing it, I get compliments all the time. So do you answer any questions that people ask you about what you do? Oh, like, what do I do? Like, to make money is what you're asking me? What do I do to make money? If I answer, you're going to think I'm being sarcastic as hell. What do I do to make money? I legit just wake up, show up in the world, and live out my purpose. So if the Most High God told me my purpose was to be a certain way that day, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And he gives me money for it. Sorry, could y'all hear my burp coming up? I'm going to go to bed. Good night. Love you, Jewel. Good night. Am I talking really fast, you guys? I don't have a OF, you guys. I said this earlier. I said there's another girl who's actually a corn star. And I think that's why y'all keep saying OF over here. That's not me. But the people who have, when other races have a problem with the fact that I'm wearing this hair color, it's because it looks good on me, by the way. It looks good on me. That's why you have a problem with it. You want to so bad demonize the fact that I'm wearing this hair color because it looks good on me. Isn't that crazy? I don't have hurt on my lip. Mm-mm, never had it. Never had it. This is so far from my lip line that it couldn't be that. But I have it everywhere. So, what exactly would you call that? It's even right here. What would you call that? It looks really good. Thanks. Has your mama sold cooch? Some people, their jealousy causes them to just want to send you hate. That's what I've been talking about this whole time. When you look good, that's when it just triggers people's demons. She fine AF and I'm Hispanic. Y'all are sweet. My mother is high AF. Oh, okay. You have an OF? Y'all, some boy followed me and he had a link tree, and in his link tree he had an OF. I ain't gonna lie. He looked attractive in the face. I didn't see anything else because his page was private, but I saw it in his link tree. But if I never saw that and he didn't have that, he physically in his face looked fine. Is all I saw. But he had a tattoo on his face, so I'm saying, debatable. What should I get my girlfriend for her birthday? How old is she, if you don't mind me asking? What have you given her gifts in the past? I would like to know what you gave her. Serious question. Do women watch porn? I'm sure that they do. You fine as hell. Let me take you on a date. Where we gonna go? Can you help me bail my grandma out? How much her bond? Dang, why does the world have so much hate? We should be spreading love. This is my first time seeing you. You're very beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. The thing about it is that when you're a vessel that chooses to spread love in this world, it actually disturbs people's demons and it makes them actually want to hate on that thing more. Not to say that they can destroy it, because love is an energy that's very powerful. However, it doesn't mean that it's highly triggering, is what I've noticed. Her bond 50K? Dang, Cody. What grandma do? The things I would do to you. I'm going to come to your house. Oh, another thing that women sometimes is that if they notice that you don't have to do anything to gain certain levels of attention from people, even if it's just like what's in the comments right now. Sometimes they try to demonize the woman, like she's doing something. You're doing hocus pocus, and it's like, no, like, damn. There's some people in life that person is just that good at whatever that is, or they just have that with them. Some people be always thinking that there's a trick up the sleeve. And then a proactive thought would be, why did God create this person to be magnetizing in that way? Or what exactly is it about that person that's caught? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A woman who fears the Lord is worthy to be praised, also, by the way. But some people, they demonize you so much, they don't even believe that you love the Lord or fear him. So, anyways, uh, I was about to say something. They be like so bothered. She gotta be tricking people. She tricking. See, she doing something. She doing something because I'm not getting that result. Nobody else is getting that result but her. She's doing something wrong. A woman that fears the Lord is worthy to be praised. What does that look like exactly? Obviously, y'all don't know because y'all don't know God. I'll give you £1. Do what? Is a pound? How much is a pound for towards US dollars? This is like $1.56. I've given her chocolate, teddy bears. I took her to her concert and I took her to the movies. That's good gifts, Kaden. Maybe the next gift you should give her, maybe you should get her like some perfume or something. I think that would be nice. Perfume, you can get some candies with it. Jury Colt. Hello, I'm new. Who are you? That was such a throwback. Jury Colt. Y'all know people were on YouTube demonizing me for calling it a cult. They took it so serious. I think that I realized people were taking the whole jury cult thing so serious to the point where I had to the damage that could have happened from that. I foresaw, so I had to remove that. It started out as a channel joke, but y'all know some people are in on the channel jokes. So I felt like I needed to stop that before it got really bad. It was already a negative influence because nobody got the joke. It's been hard lately because someone can't say but died in her family. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that that happened to her. Yeah, death is not an easy thing. So, but you could always surprise her with a gift, perfume, chocolates. If you want to be romantic, you could always like maybe whether you order out or not, you could always like order out some food and like y'all have a date together like that. You know what I'm saying? I love being black. I love this hair color too. So, Kaden, you could always like order out some food and like make it an event, like either a nice movie night, a picnic, romanticize it. Go take her somewhere, lay a blanket down, a picnic blanket, make it cutesy. Go by like an area with a view, like a water. Maybe if you can't find anything, somebody said eating out is always romantic. I like that you said that. I agree. You can always take her to like a cookout area if y'all outside, picnic, rooftop somewhere. Some places have like rooftops that aren't connected to much of anything. I don't know where you live, but sometimes you can, what I'm saying? You can do stuff like that. Should women treat a man? Oh, should a woman treat a man every once in a while? I'll say this. Some men really love being the one to always take care of the woman in a certain way. I'm not gonna lie. Some men love it so much that a woman with that type of man needs to figure out other ways to make a man feel special. So that can look different for a woman dealing with that type of man. And sometimes if you're a woman and you're so used to men who are more so like that type of man, it can almost be a little bit offensive at times to them if you do certain things because they aren't going to accept it very easy. I don't know how to put it into words. So you have to do something a little bit different with those types of guys to make them feel special. Um, so that like sometimes it's about love languages. So some men, their love speaking to their love language is more ideal than maybe going out your way to try to like treat a man, and if that makes sense. Some men love it though. I'm not gonna lie. Some men they absolutely would love if you were to like, do something to kind of like pamper them or something. So it just depends. I think men should treat the women, but in return, us men should get love and maybe like a rest day. Am I wrong? Yeah, sometimes men like that type of exchange. Like some men, their language is acts of service, so they want to be the ones always servicing you, providing for you. And if you were to have that same energy towards them, they don't receive it the same because it's not actually their reciprocal love language. Does that make sense? Like maybe for them, they would prefer you give them like words of affirmation, quality time, and then if a man's love language to be reciprocated is more so quality time and words of affirmation, then in those moments of him doing for you, that's your time to reciprocate, and in that moment then that's when you could affirm him and spend time with him more or whatever stuff like that. You just gotta learn your man. Like you gotta learn your partner, period. Because even as a man, you have to learn your woman. Some women don't give a damn about gifts. Some women, I'm not gonna say that's very common. Some women don't give a fuck about gifts. They just want to make sure that you keep telling them how much you love them. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's something that some women could phase out of, but some women they just want to hear how you feel about them all the time. So you could be giving them gifts, and to them they just feel like, okay. And then you go meet another woman, and you just telling her all how about you feel. I love this about you. I feel like this about you, and she don't give a damn about that. Nigga, I don't know if you like me until you give me a gift, and it might sound crazy. To say that out loud, don't that sound crazy? Like it almost makes you want to judge that woman. Oh, she not a good woman because she only think I care about her if I buy her something. But in reality, everybody has different love languages. Cause then she can meet another man that give her gifts and she feel like he loves her. You can't always demonize people for having their love languages. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Some people just are toxic as all hell, but you gotta have discernment about that. I'm talking about people who this is their legit. Like some people, these are their legit love languages. They just aren't brave enough to speak up about it because people judge them. They be like, "What? So if a man gives you money, that's how you think that he care about you?" Yeah. Not to say that that's the only thing, of course, like, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes that legit be some people's love languages. And y'all be confused sometimes when some people be in dynamics with a man and he dotes on her in that way and it works for them and they still together because they meet in each other's love languages. But, you know what I'm saying? Let other sleep, please. Huh? But yeah, some men I have met, I love that type of man though. I ain't gonna lie, I like a man who does like to take care of me because I naturally am kind of that way too. So it doesn't matter almost what exactly a man chooses to do to show his appreciation, affection, and love for me. I am naturally going to have a side of me that is probably going to take care of him in a way. So it's better if a man likes to be that way towards me because it doesn't feel like you are going to not be appreciated. It should be a two-way street. You like a lot of men, huh? Do you what? What do you mean by that? And you were supposed to do the eyebrows too. What are you talking about? Last quick, now love, shake them. Why are you speaking like a pirate? Is the chat unlimited? Maybe. What are you talking about? Night, you just being hateful. I look good today. I have PTSD from hearing a woman say she wants a man to take care of her. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you gotta have discernment when it comes. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman in the dating scene. Y'all supposed to be in the dating scene with discernment. Y'all can't just be out here in the dating scene taking people's words for face value without watching their actions. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I ain't gonna lie. Do I want to be a white girl? I don't. If I wanted to be a white woman, I promise you, I would probably be like talking like this. I would probably try my hardest. I don't want. I feel like I don't even know how white people operate these days, like up close and personal, y'all. I feel like there was a season in life where I was more involved around white people, especially white women. But I don't feel like I'm involved in white women's lives like that enough to know how they operate right now. Cause I don't know. I just shot a blank. I was like, how do white women act right now? What? I don't really know how white women act these days. Are they just acting black these days? Anyways, but I have met dynamics where some men have met my love languages, and I feel like it worked out. I like them. If people think that that's superficial, damn, I really don't know what to say. It's authentically a love language, though. Like, it's authentically, if I were to take a love language test, it probably authentically might, it might. Honestly, there's different seasons of my life where certain aspects are more prioritized. So it kind of shifts every now and again, but I'm pretty confident there's like certain things that I just recognize as somebody actually showing me that they care about me. But I'm also a Taurus, so maybe that could have something to do with it if people want to do that profiling. But what's up, Virginia Beach? Welcome to the live. But you know what I'm saying? I'm also a Taurus. I'm also a person who authentically enhances men's lives. So could you imagine enhancing a man's life, beautifying it with my wisdom, with my love, with my nurture, with my caring spirit, with maybe the sides of me that's not so nice too. But could you imagine being something that a man really cherishes and somebody trying to demonize me because he gave me gifts or served me? Like, some people just, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just haters. It's people having their way in life. You know that that's the case too sometimes. Sometimes if a person sees somebody else having their way in life, meaning what if my love language wasn't what like let me not talk about I don't know why I'm talking about love languages. That's not where I was gonna go. But like what if somebody's desire in life was to like live on an island somewhere and have a coconut tree in their backyard? And what if someone was able to have that? Do you know that just because they're living life and having their way, there's always gonna be somebody who's just upset at that aspect? They don't even want to have a coconut tree in their backyard. They don't want to live on an island necessarily. They just hate on the fact that there's some people out here who are having life their way. Like, we all are able to cultivate our own lives, but some people, they chose things that were, some people, I might be sidetracking, but I hope miserable people love company. I agree. Some people have been living lives inauthentic to who they are because they don't know who they are. So if somebody doesn't know who they are and they're living their life, then they are confused as to why they're not living in results that they like. I'm not trying to say in instances where people are in a circumstance they're not happy with, they're in an environment where they're not happy with. I'm not talking about in those type of instances, because those are things that you can maybe perhaps either work towards maybe getting changing. However, there's some people who are still in those circumstances that have created their own things in those areas of life that they authentically like and love. So, so yeah, you cultivate a lot of men. If you want to demonize me for being a desirable looker, then I guess I'm getting kind of tired and I'm burping a lot. We're not all acting. That's the craziest thing about it. I mean, I know why. I feel like I can understand why you said that, but everybody's not acting. Some people are legit living their life, like living their dream. Everybody's living their dream. It looks different too, by the way. I'll never forget. My dad said this to me. This is why I'm thinking this. Ooh, I'm scratching my head, y'all. I was about to say I have a knife. This is what I was thinking about. I was about to say I have a knife. This is what I'm thinking about, by the way. But I was talking to my dad. This was probably like a month. No, this is probably like a year ago. Ooh, this is so good. I was talking to my dad and we had this certain conversation. It was probably like a year ago, right? And he was telling me about his brother. He was talking to me about his brother. He was like, yeah, he was talking about how his brother married a woman that he's crazy about, and they're crazy about each other. Like every time you see them, it's obvious that they love each other and it's love, right? It's obvious that they love each other and it's love, right? And his brother found him a woman that accepted the fact that he had kids from his previous marriage before he got divorced or something like that. I don't know all the details, but basically, he found a woman that loved it, accepted it, and was a woman that he desired and wanted to have in his life. And she loves him down. Like, I don't know, whenever you see them, you could just tell that they love each other. So, and she's so sweet to me. Like, a lot of people on my dad's side of the family are very, very kind and sweet towards me. But anyways, they probably think I look like him too, by the way. But not only that, so they got them a cute house, you know what I'm saying? They got them a cute house somewhere, and his brother built him like a deck on the outside of their house and all this different stuff. It's like all these different intricate things that is authentically them, and they authentically love each other. You know what my dad said to me that stuck with me? He was like, "Yeah, I was." He was like, "Yeah." He was like, and I realized. Shout out to you, Nick, for the super sticker. Thank you. And my dad said this. He was like, "Yeah, I realized that my brother is living his dream." I don't know why that stuck out to me. Like when he said that, he was like, one day I just realized like my brother is living his dream. Like that's his dream. Like he met the woman that works perfectly for him. Coffee on you. Thanks, Nick. I'll get some coffee on you tomorrow. But when my dad said that, it just stuck with me because yo, there's people out here literally living their dreams. It's not that hard to really want to cultivate living your dream. It's not the easiest thing, but everybody's dreams is different. I'm pretty confident somebody in the chat is listening to that story thinking, that's not my dream. My dream is da 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 da. And that's the point. Everybody's dream doesn't have to be the same. There's a dog outside barking. It sounds close but far at the same time. Retire early and dream about staying single. I don't know. Is he retired? I mean, my dad told me more about my uncle and stuff, but the fact that he's put that in perspective really just made me think. I was like, wow. Like some people are able to live their dreams, even if it's not like somebody's dream is probably like I want to be so famous one day, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And that's their dream. I don't think you should demonize some people for having their own desires. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like a person like me, for me to be this magnetic and I don't have to do much, it's almost like something was made for me to be this way. So when I was younger, I used to have so much of a desire to be seen in a way. Not necessarily seen. It's like I wanted to channel my energy somewhere. I wanted to put my energy somewhere. And I felt like, oh, that would be a good idea if I did that, right? And it was a good idea. And it was solid. I wasn't it was authentically aligned with who I am as a person. But if I talked about it with the wrong people, they would try to demonize me for having that desire. Like it's a bad thing. So then I just stopped talking about it, but I still had the desire and I still went for it. Then I hit a phase in my life where I authentically just started to love myself more because I realized getting it from the outside wasn't going to be a fulfilling thing because a lot of people was just hating me. So I was like, man, if people hate me and I'm surviving in this life, I might as well love myself more, right? If other people aren't going to give me love, I might as well love myself, right? So then I started cultivating newer ways to love myself, and my self love enhanced really, really big. And it also is connected to my walk with God. The more I started like spending time with God and loving God, the more my self love also grew too, for me personally. And so then I lost a desire to want to be loved by people. Isn't that crazy? And then I was talking to God, and it was a conflicting conversation I had with God because I was like, so I know that you designed me to be a certain way, to be seen by people. And I used to want that desire so bad. And then now that I spend time with you and I know more of who I am and I love myself more and I love you and I see how you love me and you're in the details, I'm like, I feel like I lost that desire to want to be there now. But I think it's just because I had to be balanced out. Your desires is your inner child. I can see that, yeah. For the most part, I do agree with that because I don't want to get too technical. I do sometimes have a brain that thinks, like analyzes. Who's my favorite musical artist? That's a good question. Somebody just texted me, but I don't know if they texted. I'm gonna say wrong person. I'm about to meet this person up. Anyways, who's my favorite musical artist? I have many different artists that I like their music. Them as people, I've learned very early in life in general not to really I like okay. People don't know this about me, and I know it can be very offensive to other people, but when I was younger, I used to ask my mom questions because I didn't understand certain things because I was taught at a young age not to idolize things. Like when I was super young, I wasn't able to certain TV. I wasn't able to listen to certain music. I was like a lot of stuff was very restrictive for me because I grew up in a very strict like Christian household. So a lot of stuff was like it had to be Christian based only. So like I like could you imagine my cartoons of choice is like Betty Tales and Superbook and um like movies like that. Like I'm everything is like a purely censored Christian household basically. Now it's not completely censored because my brothers could probably watch like and do other stuff, but for a long time that was like my life, right? So I didn't grow up idolizing celebrities at all. Like I barely was able to even look at a lot of stuff that they did, but I was only told to idolize your heavenly Father. It sounds way more strict of me saying this out loud. Yours was Scooby Doo and the Jetsons. I mean, I was able to kind of like um to like whenever I used to go over my sister's house, I was able to like watch whatever I wanted, basically listen to whatever I wanted, be whoever I wanted, basically. So I used to really enjoy going to my older sister's house. Rest in peace to her. She passed away in 2013. But yeah, so I was just very restrictive, and I think that whenever I used to want to do stuff, like if I wanted to dance in my house and my mom saw me dancing, I couldn't dance. Stuff like that. Like there was like random stuff that was like very restricted in my household for a while when I was very young. So I used to always find freedom whenever I used to like go over my friend's house or if I went to my sister's house because I was able to be felt like regular. So for a long time, I used to get made fun of too because when I would go to school, there would be like songs that I didn't know about or that I had to like sneak to listen to know. Or it would be like people be like, yeah, I have a celebrity crush. I didn't have celebrity crushes, y'all. For a long time, I did not have celebrity crushes. One time I had asked my mom, I said, Mom, Why, when people meet celebrities, why do they like scream and like fall out? Because I, mind you, I did not understand the concept of people having an idolized person, and like I didn't understand the concept. Not because I didn't understand, it was just because of the way that I started my earlier years. It didn't make sense for it to be a thing to me because it wasn't a thing to me. Does that make sense? So, anyways, so for a long time, I didn't understand the concept of people falling out and crying when they saw somebody that I thought was a, like, not to say I don't get the under, I don't, it's not to say I didn't get the concept of a celebrity, by the way. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that back then, it took me a long time to get it, though, because I always was able to also see people a little bit deeper, maybe, than other people. So maybe that's another reason why. I have no idea. I have no idea, but it was like that for a while. Then I kind of like started to understand more. The more I started to like have more freedom then in my life. So that's like childhood, early elementary days. By the time I was like maybe a fifth grader, I probably started being able to like incorporate more secular. That's what it is. I was able to incorporate more secular themes in my life openly in my house. So that's when my mom was becoming more, a little bit more lenient when it came to like making the household like super Christian based everything. And I think the reason why it was hard for her to maintain that is because I have three older brothers. So she wasn't going to be able to restrict my three older brothers from living their lives and their friends and stuff. So thank God that I had three older brothers that were more, you know, more chaotic than I could have ever been because they kind of like set a standard to where, to where I could have room to mess up, if that makes sense. What's up? You're looking very good. Thank you. Huh? Are you a model? What do you do for a living, my queen? To be honest, y'all, I should say that I'm a model because I have been paid to do modeling jobs. I haven't even been paid to be in music videos. I did a commercial before, like local commercials and stuff. So I should start telling people I'm that. But y'all want to hear something? I'm not gonna tell y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all this. I might tell y'all some other time of a story about why I'm hesitant on saying that. You like my style? Thank you. Hold on, you guys. Woo. Okay. But yeah. What's my favorite song? I'm not so sure if I have one at this moment. Actually, I was about to lie. The last song that I listened to was it was on shuffle though. It was on shuffle. Um, I don't know. My hair is pretty. Thank you. That's good if you have that. But yeah, for a long time in my earlier years, it's like I literally felt like I had to sneak to be a normal person. I will never forget being in third grade. Why do I remember third grade? I just remember my third grade and second grade was the same teacher in the same class because my teacher loved us so much that she switched her next year to third grade and she asked the school because she had all the same kids for the next year. We loved her back, so we didn't care. She was such a kind teacher. I still remember her name, Miss Slagle. I think that's her name. But she used to give us a lot of stuff. Like she used to really like go out her way to like buy the class stuff. I'll never forget one time I had won a backpack. Both years I won a backpack in her class. But what was I going to why did I say that? I was in third grade and I'll never forget we had to put who our celebrity crush was and I didn't know who to pick because I didn't genuinely have one. And so I used to do this a lot when I was younger because I used to want to seem like I fit in a way by doing this. I would just sit back and like listen to other people say different things. Not because it's inauthentic to me, but because I have saw what happened in the past at times when I wasn't just acting normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom almost had us like so like so different from everybody to the point where it was like always standing out in a negative way. I used to just want things to be a little bit smoother. You know what I'm saying? Instead of somebody being like, oh, interesting. That's like whatever. So I would just like lie. Like I will never forget sitting at the table and There was this girl next to me. I probably could remember her name. I got a pretty good memory. But this girl next to me and this other girl, they looked like two different girls. But they both said their celebrity crush was Chris Brown. Somebody else said Usher, and somebody else said a white man. I can't remember his name right now. I think somebody said Ashton Kutcher. I think somebody said Ashton Kutcher right there back then, which is fine. Um, so I was just listening, and so because other people were next to me, I just wrote down what they said, just so that way I wouldn't be super like I went out, even though like secretly I'm like living with this idea that like I don't care about that right now. Like at that age, I didn't care about that because I had three older brothers. They all thought they was my daddy, and I had a daddy. And my dad told me I can't like boys, and I used to take him literal because sometimes my dad was literal. Sometimes my daddy was literal, like so. I took that to heart for real. Like sometimes I was like, oh, I can't. I was like, I can't like boys. So for a long time, y'all, I did not like people like in that way at all. Like for a long time, I think I didn't start developing crushes on people. Well, I did used to kind of have crushes on people. Looking back on it, sorry you guys, can y'all hear that? That sounds crazy. I did used to have crushes on boys every now and again, but I used to just be I was a tomboy myself. So I used to like I don't know, you know how you do love taps and all kind of weird stuff. I was more so like a tomboy. I never used to think that people Jury looking so sexy. Thanks. I never used to think that boys liked me back then because whenever I did like a boy, I almost knew he didn't like me. I don't think I ever had a reciprocal crush until I was in ninth until I was a freshman in high school was when I had from the beginning a reciprocal crush. That was the first time I had a boyfriend too. Was when I was in ninth grade. It was this boy who I thought was like out of my league in a way. I thought this boy was out of my league, and he told me that he thought I was out of his league. Mind you, my tooth was chipped, and I didn't have braces yet. So I didn't have braces. And then the first week of the school, do y'all remember the live that I told you about how my brother chipped my tooth? Did I ever tell y'all that? So in my freshman year of high school, my brother, I have three older brothers, right? And my mom is low key a boy mom, okay? My mom's low key a boy And so my brother one time got mad at me for something. He finally got in trouble. So my brother used to be a snitch. One of my brothers used to be a snitch when it came to me. I have no idea what he gained from it. No idea. I think that sometimes looking back on it, I think that he felt like that was his way of keeping me a kid or something by snitching on me all the time. Or maybe he just maybe that shit was in him. I don't know. Him and my younger sister, they used to be the snitches. Him, like specifically the one right above me in age and the one right beneath me in age. They used to snitch on me all the time. My middle brother, he was the cool one. He was the cool one. That was the first person I ever smoked with, drank with, all that stuff. He was the cool one. But that brother, I'll never forget. One time he lied on me. He said I was cussing. He said I was cussing, but it was because I was substituting the words. So one of his friends had came over, and I remember one of his friends came over, y'all. And I remember I used to have beef with him. Me and this friend, we used to always have beef back and forth. But I was always like a censored kid, right? So he used to always try to make fun of it. So one day I knew I had a bright idea. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna cuss because I'm so scared to get snitched on by my older brother, my younger sister. Which also puts me in a predicament of being a goody two shoes at that time, right? Because it's like I can't get in trouble because I'm gonna get really in trouble. So, anyways, I'll never forget. He came on my porch. I said, "Shut the duck up." I don't know why I was trying to cuss him out by substituting words. I said, "Shut the." And one time I almost stumbled and I almost said it, but I said, "Shut the duck up." And I almost said it, and even he heard that I almost said it right. He said, "Oh, you almost," but because I had that exchange, my brother looked at me. He said, "Oh, you're cussing." You're cussing. So then he went in the house, ran upstairs real fast, told my dad. My dad called me. He said, "Come here." I'll never forget. I came back. I said, "No, but I wasn't cussing. I said duck. I said shut the duck up." So he was about to either give me a whooping or I was about to get on punishment. So I had got on punishment, and it made me so mad because that week it was so many things I wanted to see, and we had cable. We had cable TV. We didn't have cable TV all the time, so we had cable TV, and because you know it was a very secular stuff wasn't allowed, so that's another reason why we have cable TV allowed. So anyways, um and back then cable was expensive. We a big family anyways. So then I wasn't able to watch some of my favorite shows, and I was so upset. So then fast forward ninth freshman year, right? Because that probably happened the year before. And he was getting me in trouble all the time because he was snitching on me all the time. Mind you, I wasn't always being bad, by the way, but I was always toting a line. Whenever I toted a line, that's when he snitched on me. He just said I was doing the thing that, and so I think maybe I wonder if my dad ever thought I was a bad, like a more bad kid than what I actually was because of that. Anyways, so then he finally got in trouble. So I laughed. I said, ha ha, I will never forget. I was like, ha ha, because I'm like, yes, this nigga finally get in trouble. I promise you, he was under the radar for so long. I didn't realize it. He had favoritism. In my mom's life, in my mom's eyes, he did no wrong. So I'm trying to get him in trouble with the wrong people. I didn't know that back then. So he finally got in trouble. I said, ha ha. I started laughing. Mind you, he used to do this all the time when I got in trouble. And so my brother, he took a plastic cup and he threw it at my face. First of all, let's look at character for a second. This is how you know I was always getting disciplined, and he and my other brothers, they probably had a more lenient discipline happening towards them, or lack thereof. Because why did he feel so comfortable throwing a cup at me and my face, by the way? Like, he aimed it at my face. He used to play football, by the way. So it wasn't like, oh, I just accidentally threw it at your face. No, he purposely threw a cup at my face, a plastic cup at my face. And it chipped my tooth in the front. It's a plastic cup, but it chipped my tooth in the front. So in ninth grade, mind you, I had a history of having crushes that I knew for a fact, in my mind, I knew for a fact these crushes didn't like me back. Or it proved that they didn't like me, right? So it breaks the window glass. Wait, I gotta read that again. Guys, I have to tell this. My mom divorced my dad 2 years ago for sleeping with another woman, and she divorced him, gets mad crazy now, and is in my house door. Bad words, my brothers are not here, I'm scared. Why are you on this channel saying that, by the way? I'm just curious. So anyways, yeah, call the police. So anyways, um, so he chipped my tooth, and I already like had crowding, so I needed braces. So my teeth in the front, you know how Chris Brown's teeth kind of overlap? That's how my teeth used to look. And so then now it's chipped. And so I'm still going to school. Like, this is literally my first week of being a freshman in high school. And so there was this one boy in this one class I had. I think it was my Spanish class. And he used to sit next to me. I used to sit in the back of the class. And I was so happy because my tooth was chipped. I used to think I looked crazy. I already didn't feel at that time in life that I looked that attractive. So I didn't think that much of myself is what I'm trying to say. Mind you, I'm still who I am. I still get the same type of attention. I'm still as magnetic and all that stuff. But I wasn't physically seeing me in other people's eyes, okay? Because people were still treating me. You see how I said the story about my brother intentionally threw a cup in my face? I'm just trying to put it in perspective. People still treated me poorly, very bad, by the way. And like they do now. So anyways, I don't know why my voice is that. So anyways, um, so I'm in class or whatever, and me and him started to just like he used to draw and stuff, and I used to draw too. So I don't remember if that's how we sparked up a conversation. I don't remember. But I'll never forget the first thing he said to me was he thought that I was like one of those types of girls. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I just thought that you was like one of those girls, like you wouldn't talk to me. I was like, why? He said, I don't know. You just, and he basically described like a popular girl. And I used to be so confused because I was like not seeing it as that way. I used to look at other types of girls and thought maybe they kind of fit that description. Mind you, I'm a very sociable person, so I knew a lot of people and stuff like that. But at that time, I'm looking at my flaws. Like, I literally have a chipped tooth and I don't have braces, and my crushes before didn't like me. So in my mind, I wasn't an attractive being, especially back then. But I used to always have my hair, like, my hair was very long. And I used to wear my hair like in ponytails and stuff. So I guess people could see the potential. I guess people could see the potential, and they could see that I was an attractive person. I probably was overall a likable person as well. Like, I'm not putting together the fact that people can see your personality and like it either. I'm just looking at my track record at that time, which was in elementary school and middle school. The people who I liked never liked me back, or something, or I was getting bullied or something, or people were trying to be hateful towards me, is what I'm trying to say. So he said that to me, and it just like was something that made me think like, he thinks I'm a popular girl. Like in my mind, that's how I thought. I was like, why does he think that? But in all honesty, looking back, I kind of did have like my own motion. You know what I'm saying? I just was way more insecure at that time of life. So yeah, you're beautiful right now, baby. Y'all are so sweet in the chat for saying that. Thanks. But I'm just saying, at that time, that's how I felt. So yeah, I think that deep person is. I've kind of felt like they were trolling from the beginning. You have some, huh? Y'all, I be wondering sometimes, do I be obsessed with people? Like, infatuated, rather. So, yeah, anyways. I don't know why. Why did I bring that story up? I don't know why I brought that story up at this moment in time. Like, what was the. I know that I hit some points, but I'm trying to figure out why. JulraeJulrae, I like that you have a background. Thanks. You talk about, like, physically, like, this background, or what? But, yeah. I forgot what the point of the conversation is right now at this moment. At this moment. But yeah, it's so crazy to think that. It's so crazy to actually be very popular in a way, but you yourself don't see yourself correctly because a lot of people are hateful towards you. So that was like most of my experience in life. And it wasn't until I say I intentionally went on a healing journey to where I was able to shift a dynamic in myself. Because before, it's one way, it's one type of way to live your life of not caring about what people think. But then there's another way to care about to go about life and not caring what people think, but also like really understanding yourself more. And I always have been on a self discovery journey my whole entire life because it just didn't make sense to me. I was like, why is it that if I show up, people just find ways to attack me? To me, especially when I was younger, that didn't make sense to me. I was always trying to understand that aspect. Mind you, my mom wasn't a mom to tell me what jealousy was. My mom wasn't a mom to tell me, oh, you know, kids could be jealous. She used to just tell me that kids were mean sometimes. Like, basically, like, it just happened sometimes. So I never, for a long, like, I say, for most of my life, I never considered people were jealous and jealous of me. And I told you there was a time period in life where people used to think I was like more than what I was at the time. Do I speak Spanish? Un poquito. There will always be a moment in everybody's life where they get criticized for their looks, skin, hair, and shoes. Yeah, but that has been consistent for me, is what I've been talking about too. And like I said, it has been very consistent. Not everyone though. Some people like me are drawn to you. Sent for you. Oh, your name's Scentbug. I just got it. There was this one guy that was paying me reparations that came back, but I think he ghosted the conversation again. But yeah, it's been really, guys. I think I might get off of the live soon. People were asking me questions, which helped it be very interactive. I like that. It was very cool to see people interacting that way. I don't know how long I've been on live, but my classmates don't even know my nationality, even though I tell them 1,000 times. You know what, Zaboy? Sometimes people do that. Some people would literally like you could say something a few times before people get it. That's so weird. You look fantastic. No cap. You're sweet. Thank you. But isn't that crazy? And then it's like I've always had I don't know. What country do I live in? My husband wants to marry you. You already have a husband. Why does he want another wife? Am I a good kisser? To be honest, I'm not gonna answer that. I look like a cop. Put your hands up. These questions are diabolical. You see it? But yeah. Let me see how long I've been up here because I think I might get off soon. 2 hours. Your nephew's a Marine. Hola, senor. Soy Finley. Soy Jury. Hola. Yeah, did y'all hear me miss the trash can? Because it obviously missed the trash can. I can tell your lips feel and taste. You say your nephew is in the Marines, but he sells dope too? What? You're pretty. Sending 1 million blessings from India to you. Thank you. That's so sweet. What procedure does it take to marry you? Oh, what's the procedure? Um, to be honest, you guys, I don't think that y'all could hear that dog barking outside. But like, what the heck? Anyways, your nephew is a Sarge. Is Sarge 22? Um, what was I saying? I ain't trying to marry you. I'm trying to bang. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. When it comes to like having a guy in my life, I feel like I have to be kind of picky about what kind of guys in my life because there are times in my life where I didn't consider certain aspects in a guy as a personality compatibility with mine, and it made me be more selective, which I don't see it as a bad thing. Before I used to kind of see it as a bad thing, like dang, like there's not really options for me that I like or will want to involve myself with because I know that I'm selective. But I think the more selective I have been, at first I was looking at it as a bad thing. I was like, dang, can we just get this started? But then now that I see it, I kind of see it as like more so protection because I'm like, yeah, I didn't have a business even entertaining that anyways. Around drug addicts, interesting. Good to see you. Nice hairstyle. Thanks. Are you a policia? Cause if I touch you, they'll take me to jail. No, I'm not the policia. I'm not a cop. But yeah, I feel like having like I feel like the more selective it is, the more I will feel safe when I actually do pick somebody, or if I do, or if I have, because I think it would be something that I probably feel very. You can't always be 100% confident. I don't think, but maybe I would feel more confident in the decision because of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bite my lips. Do they hurt? Why? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with my lips. But yeah, he saw some look. I'm hood. What the freak? Saludos desde Argentina. Saludos desde un Dios americano, I think. He's ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien de todos modos. ¿Has visto la peculiar de la abeja? What you say, the boy? I understand some stuff. He said, like, how are you? Very good. Today, something. And then I know like un poquito. Like I feel like I could freshen up on my Spanish to really understand it. I'm gonna go to sleep. Have a good night. Have a good life. Thanks, Kaden. Look, have a good one. Hopefully I see you soon. New people, if you haven't already, subscribe. Me Content Los Tacos. E2. No, that's and you. I don't know how to say me too. I used to say it all the time, but yeah, me too. Me too, the boy. Look, me Kanda. Me te amo. Me te amo tacos. You're hella pretty. Thanks, y'all. So how did huh? So how do I do it to have a nephew as a Sarge Marine? I think you have a Hydra. Your hair looks good against your skin tone. You have a guy. Tell us what attracted you to him and why you love him, unless you don't want to. Is this? Should I describe this as fan fiction? Where you at? I like your Spanish, yo, también, me too. I was gonna say, I was gonna say, también earlier, but doesn't that mean also? I'm gonna keep your live on. Have a good night. Oh, thanks, Kaden. You don't have to, but I appreciate it if you do. So this is what I was gonna say. My last live that I went live, I didn't monetize it from the start, so there's no ads that should pop up in that video at all. Whenever I know there's going to be music in the background, I don't know if I need to say I don't claim copyright or something, but it made me just not monetize it. But anyways, fan fiction. Thought you had a man. Fan fiction on if I have a man and what drew me to him. So I was at the beach, and guess what? I was at the beach, and I was getting so many numbers from so many people. Like, not because that was the goal, by the way. It was just a product of me being at the beach and meeting people and fan fiction. So while I was there, um, me and my friend, we were walking. We were on live, right? We were on live, and so y'all saw everything. And we walked so far from our car that on the way back we were getting hit on again, because that probably was just a byproduct of us being out there. So we was getting hit on again just by existing. I guess that's a perk of being a woman, especially if you're an attractive woman, I guess. So yeah, we was getting hit on, and I met this one guy who looked like Fetty Wap. He looked like Fetty Wap. He had a purple. He had a high rider purple truck or something. And it's so crazy because the reason why I'm pointing this out is because on my way walking to the car, that man popped up, and of course we drizz. Y'all seen us on the live. We drizz fan fiction, right? So when I saw him, the phone had just died, or I had just got off of the phone. I can't remember. I think I had just got off a live when this happened. So when I saw him, I said, I walked up to his window because he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I could tell he was like, "Hey, come here," type of thing. Now he looked cute from where I was at. He looked cute. So I came up to his car and I said, "Baby, won't you come my way?" I said, "Hey." And he started laughing a little bit. I said, how many people say that to you? And then he just kind of laughed. He was like, you crazy or something. And his homeboy was in the car. So my friend was walking with me like this, but she instead walked like this, and she walked behind his car onto the street, onto the sidewalk on the other side, because we about to cross. And she just kept her distance from him. I don't know why. But she kept her distance from him. And so I was like, can you, because my feet hurt, y'all. And I knew for a fact we had such a long way to walk to the car. So I said to him, can you drive me and my friend up so that way we can go to our car? And he said, yeah, sure, I don't care. He's like, get in. And my friend Key was like, no. She kept saying no. And I was like, Key, why? She was like, I don't know. She said no. I'm not going to lie. I have a decent indicator on people being good and bad. Not saying it's always correct or it's always on. But for the most part, I have decent discernment. And they looked harmless. Like, they looked like they would have legit drove us and we got out. So, if I sensed danger for real, I wouldn't have did all that. So, I was just like, well, it's fine. Never mind. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't tell Key this. I was upset a little bit, just a little bit, because my feet hurt that bad. That's why I was upset. I was like, man, why can't you tell me no? Why can't you tell him no? I was like, my feet hurt so bad. So I kind of did complain. I try not to complain so much. But I was just like, dang, Key. I was like, my feet hurt so bad. But sometimes when you're around people, I don't know if this is a trauma response in a way, or just because I know how people have responded in the past when I've been around people. I'm about to sneeze. There's a little fly in here, too. I felt like I hit it, but maybe I didn't. Sometimes when I've been around girls, if I were to complain, they look at it as me throwing a fit or something. It's so crazy how much people in the past have made me not want to be like, they tried to dehumanize me so much that if I had a human response or emotion, they would try to like make it seem as if I was just doing too much. So I try not to complain because of that, ironically. So I try not to complain, even not because I thought Key was that type of person, but it's just kind of like a matter of fact response that I do. So I didn't complain that much, but my feet absolutely hurt so bad. So I was like, dang. I was like, let me just walk. So me and her walking, I'm trying to like keep my spirits up without complaining. So I'm trying to talk about other stuff, and we trying to like laugh about stuff. And I'm still drizz or whatever. So we finally we probably walked another, like, I don't know, 20 more minutes. That's how far away we was, by the way, from our car. We walked probably like about 20 minutes, because I could tell when my phone died. I'm sorry, one of my phones died, and based off of when I got off of live and when I was able to charge that phone up again, That's how I knew that we walked for about 20 more minutes since my phone died. That's a long time to walk, by the way, you guys. Think about it. How far of a distance do y'all think it is to walk 20 minutes consistently at a fast, brisk walk? That day, I'm sorry, you guys. That day that we was out, I'm pretty confident like I got a really good workout. We was walking straight for 3 straight hours, almost 4 hours. We was out there walking for hours, y'all, at a brisk pace. Anyways. So we walked away from Fetty, right? And so we about to get in the car. And I said, dang, Key, I said, my phone about to die. I said, do you have the charger port for the car? And it just so happened that either she was using it or she didn't have one. I can't remember. But I was like, dang, is there a wall charger somewhere? And there was a wall charger like right when you in the car and you look over, it was like a wall charger right there. So I was like, oh, I said, I'm gonna charge my phone real quick. She was like, okay, cool. So the phone died in the United States. Let me check, and I'm trying to finish the fanfic story about my boo. Okay, can I come over Netflix, Julrae? let me tell you the rest of the story. Okay, this is the fan fiction of my boo, right? So, do I speak Greek Hebrew? I know a little bit, honestly. Anyways, just certain words. Anyways, so I'm charging my phone outside, right? And I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm not gonna lie, I got some numbers that night and I kind of considered maybe one option. There was only one option that I thought, kind of two. I kind of thought Fetty looked cute, but I didn't know if he was somebody who I should get into because the where he's from, he literally drove probably like an hour to where we was at. So to me, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to like have. Am I trying to have a boo that's like living like almost 2 hours or whatever away from me, and then I have to go across the water. That's how we call it over here. I'm gonna have to keep going across the water to see him. I'm thinking about all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And also, I ain't gonna lie, he looked like a little bit of the hood type. I don't know what they hood is like over there. Where he say he's from, that part of Virginia, I don't know what type of hood that is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just some stuff that I be thinking about. Briefly, I briefly think about these things. So I wasn't completely feeling Fetty, but he was cute, and I liked his car. If I was really a superficial, shallow person, I would have went for it. Um, and then there was another person who I thought about, and they're not completely my type, but I kind of was wondering if I would like them because I don't know. I just was thinking that everybody else that I got their numbers, I don't mean no harm. There's nothing wrong with them. I just personally thought that they weren't probably people who were like, I didn't think I didn't think that there would be people that I would have liked maybe for long. So as I'm charging my phone, fanfiction story, guess what happens? I'm not even thinking about anything. I'm not really thinking about options more so than me just sometimes me and Key have like girl talk and we talk about stuff like, girl, I need a rich man, something like that, whatever. It's kind of jokes. It's kind of just like, just girl talk. What if guys were like, I need a bitch with a fat ass? Would that make them a bad person? Anyway, so as I'm charging my phone, some boys say, I know you're not standing out here by yourself. And when I look up, I'm seeing somebody getting out the car and they're closing the door behind them. And as they're walking more to me, is the more I'm seeing how this man looks. And there's two other guys with him on the side. The more that he's walking up, the more he's walking up too, I'm just like looking at this man. And I'm just like, what the freak? Where did you come from? And like he was just like, I got any number that night, I promise you he knocked every single last one of them out of the water completely by a long shot. Like I was just looking at him like, what the freak? So I'm being funny. I'm low key funny. That whole night, I was saying funny. I ain't gonna lie. That whole night, people was laughing around me because I was just being silly, goofy, whatever, and it was funny. So I said some stuff to him. Like I was saying funny stuff to him while I'm getting to know him. So I'm saying stuff like, "What's your name?" Da 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 da. So I like it was just like instant chemistry. I felt like I knew that man before, and I might have kind of seen him around, but it was almost as if we both knew each other. And I'm just looking at the way he looks, and I'm just like, what the freak is happening? And so when he gave me his phone to put my number in his phone. and I I put my number I put my number in his phone, and I called my phone from his phone, right? And when I called my phone from his phone, it showed the caller ID. So I saw a name up there. I said, "Is this your name?" He said, "No." I don't know if he said that was his sister or something, or his aunt. But he said, I said, "But that's your last name?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay." And so as we're still talking, he was like, he said, "Spell your name," and he just handed me the phone. So then when I put, when I put my name in his phone, I put my name with his last name, and I laughed a little bit, and I gave it back to him. And then when he saw it, he started laughing. And I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way somebody got this fireman out here. Like, there's no way this fireman is outside. Like, also, I really liked his chain. Like, he had like these two chains or whatever. But it was more so that, like, I've seen guys with nice chains. It was kind of more than just him having nice chain. Like, it was like almost everything about him, I guess, in that moment. And so then I was just thinking to myself, like, yo, that man was so attractive. And I liked him. Like, he thought I was so funny. He thought I was so funny. Like, everything I said was low key funny. I'm not gonna lie, but he like was vibing to it, and it was all funny. So then, of course, like I was about to leave, and he was leaving. But what's the odds that I'm sitting here outside charging my phone, about to leave? Do you know if I would have hopped in that car with Fetty and he drove us to where we're at, we would have missed each other. Like, we would have never crossed paths. Not really. Because we would have got to that car at least 20 minutes earlier than if we would have just walked. So I'm thinking about this. I didn't get a chance to say that to him until like the next time I saw him. And then I said that to him. Then another thing that was kind of weird and spooky was the fact that me and my friend had, hold on, you guys, give me a second. Me and my friend had bought tickets to an event maybe a week prior. We had bought tickets to an event that was today actually. And so randomly, like 2 days ago, I think I had mentioned it to him that that's what I was going to be doing. And he said, "Yeah, I bought tickets to that too." So I said to my girl Key, I said, "I think that me and him was supposed to run into each other, and the universe was like trying to make it happen by any means." Because what's the odds of those two things happening? I felt like, and when we talked to each other, it was like we already knew each other. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. But yeah, he's cool. He's a cool person. I feel like lately I've been just meeting more people who are just cool and like Bible. But somebody said slim odds, you know what I'm saying? But fan fiction, you know what I'm saying? Fan fiction of, if you know what I'm saying, I got a man type of stuff. I can't live without you. Please love me. Y'all are funny. Damn Shorty, I see you from South Africa. I feel you. Love to you guys. So yeah. So I said, "Oh, yeah." I feel like also this is the thing that I say in conversation. It's something about, we have some type of synastry, y'all. We got some type of synastry with the planets, So you know what I'm saying. You are going to be beautiful. I'm going to be beautiful forever. You're saying, if that's what you're saying, that's sweet. Fan fiction. Come on. What's the nonfiction book? What if the nonfiction book is the fan fiction book? I'm tired. I'm a little bit sleepy, y'all. I can make you beautiful. What the freak? But yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit hungry, which is concerning me because I shouldn't, um, I shouldn't necessarily eat this late. Testify on the stand. I plead the fifth. Cheers. Please stop, Kenny. Why are you still here? I plead the fifth. I ain't gonna hold you. I plead the fifth. But nah, he cool people. You know what I'm saying? um, I feel very comfortable talking to you because I trust you forever. What the freak? Thanks. Greetings from rainy Scottish. Greetings. What you mean you working? Beautiful skin. Oh my god, y'all are sweet. He talking about some that to me in the comments. Somebody talking about some that to me in the comments. Y'all are funny. I lived in a small country town. I got bullied all the time. Really? Yeah. Staying in weed is chilled. Oh, okay. Yeah, I always saw it more so as like people attempting to bully me because they were very coward. Like people are a lot of times cowardly in the way in which they try to go about trying to bully you. Like even recently, in my adult years, when it comes to like social media and the ways in which people have tried to bully me through social media, it's always been like throwing rocks, hiding their hands type of trying to bully me. Like a lot of people aren't that like they're not that guy. They're not that girl. They're not really about it. They just need an army of people so they can feel comfortable in not liking you. Somebody said we met us already. So yeah, I am getting more sleepy, you guys. I think I am going to call it a night and go to sleep. So I enjoyed everybody up here on the live. If you ask for a job as a hairdresser, I reckon you'll get the job the first 5 days. So I used to I have a hair business. I have a hair business and I sell hair, style hair. I've made wigs for people. There was this white woman who used to buy extensions from me and she used to always get this hair color. God, prayer, love, and like, thanks. I know you already. How you know me? But isn't that interesting? Like how you could just like meet people and they're cool people. Like I try not to jinx stuff if that is a thing. But like my friend Keishara, like her have been knowing each other for a long time. Like how can I jinx that? We've known each other for a long time. But she's like a cool person. Like I like kicking it with her. She's overall a general cool vibe. Hopefully it stays that way, you know. I've had so many people like um be seasonal friends in my life and stuff. So I don't really put a whole lot of weight on connections I make. But I can still get like to some extent I do get excited in a way about certain connections and I think it's cool, but I don't always put a whole bunch of weight in it because if it's going tomorrow, I mean, I would not like that, but at the same time, I would 100% survive, and I promise you, I'll probably make another connection somewhere else. So, what's up, mommy? Welcome to the live. If you ever want a boyfriend in the future, all you have to do is ask. The answer will be yes. I'm in Australia, Victoria. Y'all are funny. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, but when I do make connections with people, I think it's cool to like have that experience. So, but did y'all like my fan fiction story about having a man or meeting a man or something? Anyways, I'm about to go to sleep soon. Like for real. I know I keep saying it, but I'm trying to like convince myself to get off. This is my screensaver, by the way. I just took a. This is my new screensaver. I think it's cute. Somebody said no. Yes, I'm gonna have to go to sleep tomorrow or today now because it's 4:14 in the morning where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast in the United States, and tomorrow I have like a lot of stuff to do. I had to like wake. I want to wake up and start my day kind of early, but I might sleep in a little bit. You're looking really good though. Love the hair. Thanks. I hope you sleep and don't wake up. I rebuke you, Satan. Beautiful white passing ebony queen. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I'm not white passing. I'm not white passing. But anyways, I have stuff to do, so I would love to like start my morning early, but I don't know. See, have y'all ever woke up and coffee didn't really salvage you, like an espresso shot didn't completely do it for you? That's how you know your body is like all like for real need sleep. If you take an espresso shot and you still go to sleep, your body is overriding caffeine. Like your body is overriding caffeine. That can't be good. Your ass still alive? Damn. I think I've been up here for like 2 hours almost. It's like maybe coming up on 2, 3 hours. I have no idea. Anyways, you guys, your mama got a per night rate, ho, and you wish that you did, but don't nobody want to buy that. Don't nobody want to buy that your musty man self. Anyways, I'm about to go, you guys. Love to you guys. If you haven't already, double tap the live stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you guys can get notifications when I come on live. You can see my beautiful face again. You might see my beautiful face with this hair color too. It's so such the rage when I wear this hair color. Another girl could wear the hair color. Maybe people like it or love it, but it's never going to be quite like how I do it. I just felt the need to say that. Wow, nice smile. You are the most beautiful girl I've seen today. Love you from all. Where are you from, my girl? I'm from Virginia in the United States, you guys. God, prayer, love, and light. Not gonna lie, you look like my aunt. Who's your aunt? You're my best friend on YouTube now, JulraeJulrae. My real name is James Griffins, and I was born in Carlton, Victoria. My birthday is the 22nd of August, 1981. Does that make you a Virgo or a Leo? But look, your birthday's coming up. You got to dance for it. I'm looking like a ghost. Oh. Okay, you guys, I'm about to get off a live. It's been real. Leo? Okay, that's awesome. I think I feel like you're low-key a cusper though. You're low-key like a Leo Virgo cusp because I feel like the next day is the last season for Leo, if I'm not mistaken, before it goes Virgo. Anyways, love to you guys. Now that I think about it, I know some people who are Virgos, but they're on the Leo cusp. There's like a little fly in here, and I promise you, I can. When I catch you, Ricky. When I catch you, have you ever seen that audio? When I catch you, Ricky. When I catch you. I just caught it. I just smashed it. Oh gosh. Do y'all want to see it? I'm not gonna show y'all. It's on the light. You're the best. Y'all are sweet. When I catch you, Ricky. Anyways, I prefer both. Definitely. What? Anyways, I'm about to go for real. Kisses. If you need me, check the description box. You know, that's how you can find my socials and other place. What? That's where you can find my social media. Also, you can find ways that you can tip me, the channel, whatever. This live, I pretty much just been talking and vibing, talking about my life a little bit. But normally I do other stuff. But regardless, if you want to tip, you can that way. I'm not even begging, by the way. I'm just giving you the directions to the resources. So, anyways, love to you guys. I'm going to be sad when you leave. Look, don't be sad, especially if this is the first time you found this channel. You know why? I got 6 months of live videos like this one. If you want to go watch my other lives, I started doing lives like about 6 months ago. I checked the other day. I checked the other day. I was like, wow, I've been doing this for 6 months, and probably like 2 days ago, I got that email that YouTube said, "Congratulations on your millions of views." Whatever. I had got that email. It was cool. I'm not trying to ignore you. Is this duplicate hair? Yes and no. I don't know what to say. Anyways, love to you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next live. Try not to be sad. But you guys can come back to the video and leave me comments. I come back next time. Would you be here? I'll try to be. Hopefully, look, the next time I'm here, hopefully you here, right? Anyways, see you guys later. Love. Bye, you guys. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, babe. Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry. Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no. Why that song? Why that song? To keep me getting to you, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Anyways. Bye.